And we're back. Callum and Matthew Burns Journalism.
Hello.
Matthew, that is his full name, actually. Journalism is
That's my legal name.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd name. Why did your parents go for that?
It was written in the prophecy of journalism.
Yeah. Did you feel the pressure from a young age to go into journalism with a name like that?
Pressure's for tires, mate. That's what I like to say. But no, it was just meant to be, as I would say. But I'm glad they went for it.
You're sitting in Gary Lineker's spot. You're not sitting in Alan Shearer's spot.
I know. I was saying before we started, I feel almost too far away, but very close to you guys, and I'm all for it.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
nice.
We feel close to you as well. Yeah.
So, Fraser, how are you doing this week?
Good.
All good with you?
Yes. Very well. Thank you. Actually.
I'm glad to hear it.
Not much really to report. Was
That's-
playing a bit of the old darts yesterday.
Oh, are you?
The home run darts.
You any good? It's
Yeah,
one of the wild sort of competitions at the minute.
I was back at Flight Club, Callum.
Flight Club.
Back where it all began, and finished top of the leaderboard. Not, a little humble
Not to
brag
brag.
here.
Not
Yeah,
to
brag.
not to brag,
But to
but I'm
brag,
bragging. Yeah, it was a tightly fought contest, but my performance in Killer and no, actually I was terrible at Killer, but my performance in the Demolition and Quack Duck or whatever it's called.
I like Flight Club. It's always good fun.
Yeah,
It's always good fun.
It was good fun. So, what about you? Good weekend.
The football wasn't so good, but other than that, I don't let my mood get dictated by a football result. I never would do that because that'd be silly. As a Ray Rovers fan, but no, all good. Enjoyed my drive here today through the sort of the
take the
rolling
scenic
hills.
route?
I took the scenic route. Yeah, got to see some nice sights on the way over here.
Lovely.
I saw two separate sort of groups. What do you call a group of sheep?
A herd?
Is that a herd of sheep?
Potentially.
I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't
straight
too
on
sure.
that.
Yeah.
I saw two separate herds of sheep getting sort of directed by a sheepdog in
Love
two
it.
separate fields.
Herded, one might say.
Yes, herded. So that was thoroughly entertaining. It's that time of year, the leaves sort of dying off. We've got the last bit of it before winter really strikes. So I enjoyed my drive through, but that doesn't matter. No one cares about that. Today we have a special guest, Matthew Burns, journalism. So a funny story how this happened is Fraser saw some of your work out there, foreign fields, and interviewed Tony Watt recently. Messaged me and said, "Do you know Matthew?" And I said, "Yeah, I know Matthew." So he was like, I think he saw we follow each other on LinkedIn, and he was like, "How do you know him?" And I said, "I know Matthew from the trenches, five-a-side football in Starling."
Far too many battles to even count, to be honest. A lot of unforgettable matches in the pits. In the trenches. Yeah.
Yes, at the what's it called again? The
Fourth bank.
the peak.
The peak, yeah. And it was a
Fourth
peak
bank.
match.
It was, yeah.
Every time.
Many five-a-side games. We usually didn't even get up to five-a-side. We didn't have enough friends really.
That made it better, I feel like.
Yeah,
Because
4v3 is when you really.
I don't actually have to try that hard. I was explaining to the guys before the podcast that I was the poacher. I was very much like I don't know if you'd call it like a Torres or something, but with absolutely no pace whatsoever, because I lost that at about the age of 12. But just if there was less numbers, it would just mean that I have more space to just hang up front and just
like
bang
an
the goals
Inzaghi.
in.
I mean, Fernando Torres is a high sort of bar to set.
Yeah, I was trying to go for like the poacher model, but
Killian Sheridan, Connor
maybe
Salmons.
Inzaghi.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
The Scottish Inzaghi.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But no, loved those games, and just glad we can reconnect on Joga Bonito.
Brilliant to have you on. So Matthew Burns Journalism is the name of the account, so people will check you out. We'll put your links in the description, everything. So first thing first as well to mention, another Hearts man on the podcast. We can't get away from them.
He's honestly, we just keep following you around.
I know.
That's
They're
what it
everywhere at the minute.
Maroons on every single Yoga Bonito.
So in right now.
Is that the idea for the t-shirt colour as well today?
Yeah, it was the like subtle. Yeah, I don't want to just go the full. I was thinking like the 0506, the Yukio Bandcast number, but
nice, to be fair.
just thought I'd go for a subtle
I like that.
maroon.
I
You
know
must be loving it this season then.
Yeah, I can't lie. It's been very good. It's like I've stepped into like another. I don't know. From last season, it feels so different in so many ways. Like the mentality, like obviously the players we've signed. Could go on and on about Bragan, Kizoridis, and all these players that have come in. Tony Bloom, all the rest of it. But no, I just think it's actually nice to actually go to a game at Tynecastle and enjoy myself again. Not looking like I'm absolutely dreading it, getting the train in every week or driving to games, whatever. So yeah, it's been good.
I don't know if you've. I feel like I'm just noticing now. Like obviously on the podcast we've had Aaron Fraser. Luke is a sort of newfound Hearts fan, whatever he was. And now we've got Matthew, and then flicked on the TV the other night. Was watching the Terrace, and who was in the Terrace? Joel Skate, and like 2 out of the 3 presenters in that were Hearts fans. I'm like, Hearts fans are infiltrating everything, man. They're everywhere.
Coming out of the woodwork,
I don't know
mate.
if this is just
slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Have you always been a Hearts fan? Yeah.
Well, I think with the Terrace guys, like I think they're predominantly Hearts, like you say,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it does help when your team's actually doing well. Believe it or not, you actually want to talk about Hearts.
Shout from the rooftops, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Well, that's why Luke obviously went from a Falkirk fan to a Hearts fan. So
I know, yeah. When he did start just going to Hearts games with one of his friends, basically, Falkirk were 2 divisions below. Some marooned in mid-table League One, and you probably don't think they're actually going to be in the same division a couple of years later. But we got there in the end. So plenty of Hearts fans around, as well as that touching at foreign fields you've been doing as well. Tell us a bit about the idea for that. We've been loving watching on as well.
Oh, thanks, guys. So yeah, I mean, the whole idea behind Foreign Fields was basically my final uni project. I did my masters at Edinburgh Napier, so just graduated from there.
Congratulations!
Thank you very
much. Round
much.
of applause, please.
yes.
Master of Arts, so whatever they gave me. But yeah, so basically my final uni project. So Foreign Fields basically showcases Scottish footballers playing abroad, past and present, and kind of touch on football culture as well. So for my project, I went to Spain, to Las Palmas, and interviewed Luis Alguera, the sporting director there. And obviously at the time they had Mick Burney and Scott McKenna, but unfortunately they did just leave after their relegation clause was activated in their contracts. But to be fair, the most interesting thing about that was how glowing the reports were from him about the 2 players that seemed they integrated into life there really well. Not just a holiday in the sun or whatever. They actually...
That was a holiday as well.
There might have been,
Might have been
a
a
few
holiday
drinks in there, maybe. I don't know, but you can't go wrong with that. But yeah, no, as I say, got a tour of the training facilities there. Absolutely phenomenal. Really, obviously the weather was fantastic, and that you can't really complain. And then just a few different things. Went and interviewed a couple of local journalists about the kind of situation at the club. And I remember him telling me, he was like, he could not believe that I even got into like the training ground, because they're a bit like the mafia, you can't really get in type thing. They're a bit wary of the media and different stuff. So maybe that's because I was a student at the time, I don't know, but thought that was quite interesting. But yeah, just kind of started a Substack with that. All the articles are on there, and kind of follow on Instagram as well, and trying to keep that going. So that's been really good.
Fraser, I love that. He mentions the culture there, sort of Scottish football. We're called Joga Bonito, for a reason.
Very cultural, yeah.
Fraser, we're loving this culture stuff.
Is
The amount of
fantastic.
Scots going abroad as well. I know you're all for that. Eh?
So cultural.
Well, I genuinely do love it, and I loved my old coach at Strathclyde Uni, John Walker's. I loved his content on Scots abroad. So it's obviously similar idea. He's kind of passed that on now, but like Foreign Fields was brilliant. Like one of the things I love about football is that this is
because I like the Scots abroad, and then it kind of died off at the time when so many more players were starting to play abroad. And I'm like, perfect timing to start it up.
There's
so
a
brilliant.
guy Byron Hutchison as well on Twitter who loved him because I think he worked out in Bundesliga. So he'd cover like Ollie Burke when he was in the Bundesliga, and then I would go on the time when like Lewis Morgan was scoring for fun for Inter Miami, and like then New York Red Bulls would go on, see his little clips and his analysis of like these guys out in America and what they were doing. I'd wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock, and at 2 a.m, Lewis Morgan had scored a hat trick, assisted by Gonzalo Higuain and all that, and it's just
unbelievable
quality content. And it's like, I love Scottish football, and it's brilliant, but growing up, there was so many international players playing in Scotland or playing in England, but there was never any Scottish players playing in those leagues, and it's like now, like John Walker doing that with Scots abroad, where you saw Ryan Gauld and you saw these, it just was really it's just different. And then the guy Byron Hutchinson, his content was quality, and now it's the norm. And so you're covering a bit of like when there's links to Scottish football outside Scotland. I love it.
I think there's a lot of it, like you say there, so much goes unnoticed, not only players like playing in teams that you may not have heard of before, but you mentioned there Ryan Gauld, Lewis Morgan. I was actually fortunate enough to speak to Kieran from Vancouver Southsiders, who's basically the head of TIFO for them. He's worked there, he's lived in Canada, he's from Glasgow originally, I think he's a big Celtic fan, but he's lived in there like 8-9 years in Vancouver, and he got involved with the club initially as a volunteer, and he now, as I say, creates the big TIFOs for the games and organises all the fan meets. Like, you should see that. I'll need to show you your Instagram after, but
imagine your job being the head.
They're
quite cool,
the Southside, they're very passionate.
That job,
But the whole idea of it was trying to instill like the atmosphere you'd see at Celtic Park or even lower league Scottish games, just so passionate, and they've done a really great job, and it was really interesting to hear from his perspective, and it was quite lucky as well. We talked a lot about Ryan Gold, but obviously he's been injured quite a lot recently as well, but Thomas Muller literally just arrived like the day before, so I was able to speak a lot about that and just all the fanfare surrounding him. So yeah, another really interesting conversation. I think that was the big idea behind Foreign Fields, is to kind of shine a light on these players that might not always get the time of day, or looking at leagues that, you know, people maybe in the past may have kind of brushed to the side as not being, well, they're not playing in Scotland, they're not playing the Premier League, but actually there's these players that are doing really well, and we've seen the likes of Lewis Morgan getting called up, and hopefully
Andy Irving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Playing his balling out in Klagenfurt or whatever.
Absolutely. So yeah,
it's Straff, and where was he? In somewhere in Finland.
He's at Airdrie now.
Yeah. Well, that's just
keeping it local. Keeping it local.
Finland. I think Finland he went to.
It's fantastic. I think Jordan Houston as well.
Mm-hmm.
A fan of the pod.
Oh yeah.
Recently followed us, and I think we were checking out his career path. Obviously played for years at Ayr, good player, and is it Estonia or Finland he's out at?
Yeah. Was it Finland?
I think it's Finland. Yeah. It's brilliant. Like, stuff like
that's one for you to follow up on.
Yeah,
Jordan
Houston.
I honestly, I love it. It's one of my favourite sort of niches, like about like just footballs, like the career paths that players take. I love also, nothing to do with Scottish football, but when you see that there's like a Brazilian guy playing in like the arse end of nowhere in Ukraine.
Yeah. What is the story there? Like
when he was growing up kicking ball in Sao Paulo, did he think, oh, I'm gonna head to Karpati or whatever?
Montrose, they've got a Brazilian player. His name slips my mind. I'll look it up.
That's like unreal, man. It's I love stuff like that. So Foreign Fields is a great concept. So
great work. And hopefully a few of those players you've spoke about, discussed, will be coming up in today's episode, as we're going to be having a look at the top 10 players from the Steve Clarke era, as it's Scotland game week. So we're going to jump into that. Before that, run the intro.
You're a long way from home. This is Brazil.
James McFadden scores for Scotland. The afternoon belongs to Lewis Vaughan. Make it 3. It's 3-0.
Okay, so before we get into a bit of the Scotland chat, Matthew, you've got some work you've been doing as well, a bit of a side mission, side quest.
Bit of a side mission, yeah, my job, but
Your
yeah,
job,
if you want to call it a side mission.
Want to call it a side quest.
Yeah, so I've been working at Hearts in the media team for Hearts Women and the B team since November last year. So I started there very much as a volunteer to begin with, alongside when I was just starting my Masters at Napier. And yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. I can't really complain. Gone to so many different stadiums that I wouldn't have had the chance to go to before. Obviously been reported at Ibrox and all these different stadiums. And yeah, just really getting to report on both teams, doing the social media, kind of behind the scenes stuff, live reporting, player interviews, managers, and all that kind of different stuff for Hearts TV. So it's been a really good experience so far.
Yeah, I've got to say the Women's Premiership is such a division that I'd love to know more about, and I think we've got to spend quite a lot of time researching League One and League Two, so you can run out of time a little bit, but I keep an eye on it certainly. And what an exciting league it is! Like, what division out there at all? 5 teams basically at the top that are so competitive and so strong, and Hearts are right in the mix in that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in the last few years, obviously, a lot of these teams, you're seeing the likes of Aberdeen as well, just gone professional in the last kind of few months or so. And so it's obviously great for the game. But like you say, when you look at the top 5, whether it's Celtic, Rangers, Glasgow City, obviously really strong, Hearts, Hibs, and obviously Hibs going and winning the league title last season. So many teams have just such strong squads now, and they've kind of utilised the budget that they've got and really made the most of it, and it's made for really entertaining games, and you just never know who's going to beat who, really. It's good.
What were your thoughts on Hibs winning the league last season then, Matthew?
Yeah, a bit gutting, but it was. Do you know what? It was really well deserved. I think when you look at the likes of Kathleen McGovern, obviously used to play for Hearts, which is a bit of an annoying one as well, and kind of fired them to the title. No, listen, they did a fantastic job there. I think in a lot of the big games for Hearts, obviously because I joined not kind of mid-season, but obviously in the November, so there was already quite a few games already played. Just thinking some of the bigger games, that's the the kind of objective for Hearts now is to really go out. Obviously, they beat Rangers 3-2 last week. That's the second only time they've beat Rangers before. They beat them a couple of seasons ago at home, 1-0. But as I say, I think it's just that's where they need to get to now, is showing that consistency in the big games. And they've got the squad and they've got the firepower off the bench. It's just being able to utilise it a bit more consistently.
Yeah, so I mean, with all that competition up there, then how would you sort of rate obviously you work them closely, so you're not going to come on and say slag them off or anything. Not expecting that. How have they been doing this season then, would you say, so far? Yeah,
like I say, I think there's been some big results in there. There's definitely been also some times where you can see where, you know, the kind of improvements are needed to be made. If you take yesterday's game, for example, losing 3-2 at home to Hibs in the Cup, but we beat them 2-1 at Tynecastle Park a couple of months back. So, you know, it just shows that they can perform well in the big games. It's just doing it consistently. I think Hearts right now, they should probably be in a better place than they maybe are, and I think some of the results maybe haven't gone our way, whether that's just, you know, the kind of mentality side of things, or just kind of holding on to the 3 points and managing the game a little bit better and showing a bit more control that Eva Lead and Pascal Xanthos want to show and how they set up their sides. But as I say, I think it will take a bit more time than you would maybe think, but I can only see this team getting better. I think.
No, it is a really exciting league. I think there's 9 points between first place and fifth place, which is the number of points between first and second in the men's Premier League.
And I think even
I
think even even since I've started there, I mean, I just think the overall coverage, like it might sound a little naive to say, as somebody that's, even before I started here, I wasn't, you know, as much into women's football, but I can actually say I've really, as I've gone on, I've found that kind of interest, and like now it's just, obviously it's my job, but it's something that I really have a passion for now. And I would even say, like, the coverage of the women's game, whether it be BBC Alba, BBC Sport, it definitely has grown even in such a short period of time. And as I say, that game in the Capital Cup against Hibs, they had 5,000, I think it was 6,000 overall, and so, as I say, I think it will only continue to grow. In the Scottish game, obviously, you've seen it grow down south in England and stuff.
Like
but
56,000, I think, we're Arsenal game.
It's crazy.
It's incredible.
So obviously, got a bit of way to go.
But it shows
of course,
to keep growing it is there, isn't it? So.
And I think there's definitely, like, the social media side of things. Like, you see, like, honestly, like, it could be like a lower league, like a Championship English side. Like, the amount of, like, coverage they get and the attention on there is fantastic. So yeah, I think
there's an obvious appetite, and particularly in Scotland. Obviously, Callum, you were at the Scotland versus Switzerland game at East End Park, and there was 5,000 there. Brilliant. The TV coverage was good. And then, like, for example, I don't know whether it was last season or the season before, Celtic played Rangers at Parkhead. Yeah. And the atmosphere was phenomenal. And obviously, the good thing about the women's game is obviously there's not going to be the same risks maybe that the men's game had, so they were able to trial something that I guess the police or the Celtic might not have allowed in the men's game, and the Celtic sort of...
I thought the police aren't too popular around Celtic.
Yeah. So, like, they had the ultras, or the end, there was thousands of fans went, and they were all, like, the standing singing section was behind the goals, and it was like Celtic fans have been wanting that for ages and not had it, and the atmosphere that created at Celtic Park was brilliant. It was a great game of football as well, and it just shows like people will get on board if you know, encouraged to do so. Yeah. And the product now is fantastic because you've got 5 big clubs competing at the top end of the SWPL, so it's good. It's interesting to see where it'll go. I think it'll only get bigger, and hopefully if we continue to have like title run-ins like we had last season, if we have that again this season, it just offers something a little bit different to what maybe the men's games offer. Maybe the men's game might change if Hearts go and win the league, but having 5 teams at the top just makes such a difference. And yeah, it's a great product. So
I think you mentioned there is obviously the most recent Scotland women's game at East End Park. You know, Caroline Weir, for example, as another player, obviously playing for Real Madrid now, played Arsenal, Man City, but because I stayed in Dunfermline, it's just so cool. Like getting to see, there's a big, I don't know if you've ever seen the big mural of Caroline Weir just beside the Pincreef Park and stuff, and obviously how far she's gone. She just obviously grew up playing at Petrevi in the training grounds and in the pitches and stuff. It's just it's just really cool to see.
Ballon d'Or nominee and
of course,
scoring in El Clásicos. Yeah, incredible. Yeah, that was a great atmosphere for that game. I really enjoyed it as well. So yeah, right. I think that covers that nicely. So this week as well, I don't know if you guys know, Scotland are playing quite a big game on the horizon away to Greece. We're recording this week. We've just seen Conor Barron, Andy Irvine called up to the squad as replacements. Billy Gilmour won't be travelling out for the first game. Boys, are you confident this podcast will be out good time before Saturday's game? How are you feeling? A bit nervous?
I think you can't help but feel a bit nervous, to be honest, before any Scotland game, but especially these two. I think a few of my mates have said to me before, it feels like a free hit in a way, but also it isn't, because like you want to go. It's a free hit to me says like you're going out there and it's like whatever happens, but you want to go to Greece and you want to get a performance as well. But I think it's obviously a shame. Billy Gilmour's obviously got that muscle injury. He's missed the last few for Napoli as well. They just got beat 2-0 off Bologna at the weekend as well, so obviously a miss for them. So I think probably every fan has a right to feel nervous going into these ones, but it is a real opportunity for these players to step up to the plate and really deliver a performance, I think.
Well, I'm going to be at Hampden Tuesday night. Fraser's hoping as well, trying to sort his tickets out.
Stressing.
I know, yeah. Off camera here, Fraser's texting away, trying to work out what he's doing. But Tuesday night, I tell you what, I'm just desperate to get to Hampden on Tuesday night and have something to play for, because that would be the most damp squib ever if we go along and there's nothing to play for.
It's a bit of a mood killer,
Yeah. Do you think there'll be something to play for on Tuesday, Fraser?
I do. Weirdly, I'm not overly optimistic about the manner in which we're going to do it. But Greece don't like playing at home. This is famous last words. Greece don't like playing at home. They've got nothing really to play for, which could work in our favour or against, obviously. Scotland are riding the crest of a wave, kinda. Yes, kinda.
Quite a depressing wave, sort of.
In Scotland,
sort of a brown sea,
very murky wave,
murky waters.
But we are coming off the back of wins, and actually the way Steve Clarke plays and the way Scotland play, going to Greece is actually maybe more suiting his qualities and credentials as a coach, and we've got the players. I think we can go there, frustrate Greece, we can get a draw. And all we need, we're discussing, a win or a draw, it doesn't really matter, because ultimately I think we're going to need to beat Denmark. So whether it's a draw or a win, it's not a big deal. I think we can go out and we can scrape a 1-1 draw.
Absolute scenes when Belarus beat Denmark.
Fantastic, I was going to say.
Listen, based on their
attacking
prowess at Hampden.
They play like that, you never know, some talent.
World beaters, man.
So obviously looking ahead, this is possibly Steve Clarke's, well, we probably said this about 100 times about Steve Clarke games. This could be his biggest games as Scotland manager coming up here, and obviously the World Cup seems to be the one he's always really, really wanted. This will certainly not be the end of the Steve Clarke era, because either way we'll either have a playoff to come or a World Cup to come at the end of this next couple of weeks. But what we are going to do is we're going to have a little look back over Steve Clarke's era as Scotland manager, longest serving Scotland manager as well. It's been plenty of highs, a few lows in there as well, unfortunately. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the top 10 players from the Steve Clarke era, and we're going to reveal it in 4s and then 2 sets of 3. So
interesting.
Should we just jump straight into that then?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Who wants to reveal their 10, 9, 8 and 7?
Okay, I'll kick things off. Am I just going to list them, or am I going to give a few points for each, or just go
just
with
list
3?
them off first, and then we'll talk.
So 10 to 7.
Got it. Okay, we're ready. So, number 10, Craig Gordon.
Hearts, man.
Yeah.
Number 9, Lyndon Dykes. I had to get him in there.
Yep.
Surprising pick for even me. I didn't think when I composed this list that would be putting him in, but there we go. Number 8, Stuart Armstrong.
Ooh.
Again.
I like that.
I'm surprising myself with this even.
You seem more shocked than anyone reading your own list.
Sorry, I've actually flipped these.
Oh.
Che Adams is number 8. Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Stuart Armstrong, number 7.
Stuart Armstrong, number 7. Right. Should I go for
There we go.
Yeah, fire in.
Right, so my number 10 is Shea Adams. My number 9 is Grant Hanley. My number 8 is Callum McGregor. And my number 7 is Lyndon Dykes.
Wow. Okay.
What's yours? I want to hear Fraser's first, then we're going to talk.
So 10, I've got Billy Gilmore.
Okay.
9, Shea Adams.
Okay.
8, Lyndon Dykes. And 7, Grant Hanley.
Okay, so we've got some similarities in
So
there.
can I just say, I can't be mad at this stage right now because my top 5, I feel like it was locked in. And my like bottom 5, I'm like, these could be interchangeable.
Yeah, it could be switched
so
up.
I'm like not too mad about these picks already.
Some really interesting shouts. From
Yeah.
you boys.
First, you've got a player in yours that is to come up in mine.
Okay.
Who is, I presume as well, you've not said Billy Gilmore. I've not said Billy Gilmore. I presume you've got him to come still. We won't reveal anything,
I
but
suspect he might not.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what comes.
Might be a snub.
Might be a snub. This is quite an interesting debate then. Lyndon Dykes, you seem to put your turn your nose up a little bit at. And then I was looking at Fraser, was like, we both got Lyndon Dykes, don't worry.
Absolutely have to.
Yeah, I like him. I like Lyndon Dykes, so that's why I put him in the list.
That's actually a really good point.
Number
actually.
9.
Number 9.
I think I simply had to include one of Clarke's favourites. This man would run through a brick wall for Steve Clarke. And I think, to be honest, if he's seen a brick wall right now, he might just run through it.
He'd do anything to a brick wall.
He would do it. I think he's the ultimate target man for Scotland and Steve Clarke. Yeah. The guy loves him. Like, what more can you say?
Scotland loves him, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you can't help but love him. And whether he's got some mental hairstyle, whether he's got the skinhead look, whatever. I mean, obviously assisted that phenomenal McLean goal in Oslo, which you guys have obviously know so well, and you've been there and you even ran around the stadium. So, yeah, listen, he has come up in the big moments. Obviously, scored the most in that 3-1 win over Greece as well. Be it a very comical goal, but he's lovable. Obviously, he's not the most technically gifted football. I think we can all agree on that. But the fans love him. I really like him, so he's going in my list.
Yeah, I've gone. So you've got him at 9. I've got him a bit higher at 7. I think I've got the highest from Lyndon Dykes. I was thinking you've mentioned some of them there. I was thinking moments in there as well. Mm-hmm. He's really someone that I think you'll look back at the Steve Clarke era, and one of the first players you probably think of is Lyndon Dykes when it comes to the big moments. The goal in Greece as well. His overall performance against Spain, I think he's had so many fantastic moments in there in a Scotland shirt. As you say, not always the most technically gifted, certainly not the most technically gifted, but he's always leaves everything out there for Scotland. And I don't think you can always say that about absolutely everyone, but Lyndon Dykes, every single game, you know what you're going to get from him. So I have to put him up there.
He had to be. Lyndon Dykes is one of the first players that comes to, as you say, he's one of the first players that comes to mind. I could even argue it would be worth going up higher on the list. He came in at a time when Scotland didn't really have any options. Mm-hmm. Steve Clarke's first 11 had Eamon Brophy in the starting lineup. So Lyndon Dykes answered the call, and ever since then he's been fully committed to the Scotland squad. He keeps his best football for dark blue. He isn't the most technically gifted, and I do wish that he was slightly more, but it actually doesn't really matter. And I think even if he's not contributing to the game through goals and assists, he'll contribute. Like, one of his best performances was at Wembley.
Yeah.
And first thing Scotland did, they went long from kick-off. Lyndon Dykes was up there with his sharp elbows, and absolutely, I can't remember who he wiped out, but even I think that was a defining moment in the match where he just left one on. Let's say it was John Stones, and they were a bit rattled throughout that match, and Lyndon Dykes was a big part of that. He's brilliant off the ball. We saw his goal against Greece. You talk about Norway. He scored the first goal. Mm-hmm. It was a complete Lyndon Dykes special where it was really low technicality involved, but he got the ball in the back of the net and he sparked the comeback. Steve Clarke loves him. I think he epitomises everything that Scotland have been in the last I think it was 5 years ago he was first called up. Scored some important goals as well. So that goal against Israel as well, where it was kind of went to VAR, was it going to be chalked off? It wasn't. It was a lovely finish in the end. I think he's been everything that Scotland needed at a time where we lacked options. So for me, quite comfortably number 8 on the list.
I think he's someone that's, as well as obviously the football side, I love how he just embraced just everything as well about being a Scotland international. We've seen him do punditry, seen him do interviews like
do it all.
Off the park.
Honestly.
He can do it all. So
Jack of all trades.
Lovely haircuts in there as well. We'll jump back to our number 10s then. So we'll start with you, Matthew. Then Craig Gordon snuck into your list. Fraser, I'm going to presume he's not on yours. Craig Gordon? No, he didn't quite make the cut for me either. To be fair, if you could sort of amalgamate him and David Marshall, I might have put them on. They would have had so many big
merge them
moments,
into some substance type thing. Merge them into one person.
So why has Craig Gordon made the list?
Listen, guys, 81 caps for Scotland, 34 clean sheets. This is a man, let's not forget, who rushed back from hospital to play against Ireland to help Scotland win 2-1, denied Troy Parrott late on. This guy is simply a machine. It just epitomises what he's all about. He's obviously had so many injuries in his career that's really stunted him, and not his development, but kind of stopped him from going on to achieve a lot more. Obviously, the most recent double leg break, obviously a few seasons ago now for Hearts, and being able to come back from that. But I think when you look at Clarke's kind of early years, there's so many moments in there where he's coming up big with some unbelievable stops. And I know you guys have spoke about Aaron before, obviously on the podcast, and he said something like, he makes saves that nobody should be able to make. Obviously, he's got some mistakes in there, probably later in his career, I would say. But I just had to sneak him in there.
I don't mind that. Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. Not when you're discussing that, I'm thinking it is a bit of a disgrace that I don't have him on it. But if it was
so hard
if
though.
it was
Like,
a Scotland all-time list,
Yeah.
it would probably make top 10. For the Steve Clarke era, he's just not played. David Marshall was the number one.
Yeah,
for
fancy
the
David.
first
Very
half.
true.
Oh, yeah.
And then Angus Gunn's been the number one for the last couple of years. Craig Gordon's only played in the Steve Clarke era for maybe 2 or 3 years of that, and he's been fantastic. But he then retired, then he's come back.
and he's sticking around.
He's
He still calls him up when he's come on for 2 seconds in his testimonial and then came back.
Yeah, we could be
He's
saying
got-
Bring him back in.
There's no doubt, like I think one of the best, possibly Scotland's greatest ever goalkeeper. Maybe that's going a bit far.
Certainly,
Is it up
certainly
there?
modern
Top,
era, yeah.
top,
Probably the best that I've
top
seen.
5 for sure. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant goalkeeper. But if we're going back to 2019 and Steve Clarke's first game in charge, I don't think he's not been there consistently enough.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm going to include Craig Gordon, I've got to include David Marshall.
Well, Craig
So-
Gordon, 27 appearances under Steve Clarke, which is the most for
Yeah.
a goalkeeper, in all fairness. So probably gets that jump in. I think a real lasting memory was that game against Portugal, though, for sure. When it was fantastic, and obviously that all happened after the leg break and everything like that. And he made that appearance just for the Euros, which was his 75th cap.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd see Craig Gordon in a Scotland shirt again, and he kind of came back in out of necessity in a way as well, but came in and was really impressive in those games against Portugal, and also happy for him to do that. So didn't quite crack my list, probably because of the strengths of some of the other players on there, but I can't knock him too much. Fraser, who was your number 10?
Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore. Do you have Billy Gilmore on your list?
I do not.
So we've got quite a wide spread on Billy Gilmore.
That's
then.
not even me trying to be controversial. He's just not there. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
he's just
Not
not
there.
there for me.
No, that and I
And
can
I like him, but
Yeah. I love him. I'll put him number 10 because, again, it's similar to Craig Gordon. He's not being consistent enough in Steve Clarke's teams. That's not Billy Gilmore's fault, obviously. That's been the choice of the manager. But I just think he's too good. He's too much of an obvious miss when he's not there. He's just does. Scotland are a different beast, I think, when he is in the team. It's just the way he dictates the play. He speeds things up. He can slow it down if needs be. He scored his first goal in senior football for Scotland against France. He's a fantastic player. I really do like him. If he was just a few inches taller and a few kilos heavier, I think Conte would rate him more and start him more. Steve Clarke would rate him more and start him more. Technically, he's up there with the very, very best. So he had to be top 10. He's not quite gone higher for me just because of his lack of impact and or sort of consistently sort of starting games for Scotland. But
Well, I still have him to come, so
he's still having to come.
I've gone hot on
Oh
Billy
my
Gilmore.
goodness.
let's go.
I've gone on hot Billy Gilmore. This is why we had this nice variety. So I will come on to Billy Gilmore maybe when I get on to him. Talk about that a bit more then. So my number 10 on my list, I'm with Che Adams. Where did you guys have him?
9.
9.
Because I switched them, didn't I? I said that.
did.
I've got him at 8.
8. Okay.
Because I was very, between him and Armstrong. Yeah.
Yeah, Che Adams as well been. put him slightly lower than Lyndon Dykes in my personal sort of list. Maybe for Scotland, very very similar sort of stats as well under Steve Clarke, but certainly a player that we sort of wax lyrical about whenever we get the chance to talk.
Two
about
very very different players as well, like
can be
totally
much more
different
polar
profiles.
opposite.
Yeah.
But certainly, again, we've spoken about, so we won't talk about it for too long here, is his performance against Denmark. We speak about that all the time.
Unbelievable.
Which is one of the most
Class.
just complete strike performances I've seen. And when he got that goal, it was so deserved in that game as well. It was the second goal to make it 2-0, wasn't it? And lots of great moments like that as well. He's always been just a steady player up front as well, but a real hard worker, and deserves to be on my list. I don't, not you guys having him a tiny bit higher than me.
Yeah, I think like with Che Adams, I think obviously he, like we mentioned there, he does give us another attacking dimension, i.e. an out and out striker for once, which is nice. I know Lyndon Dykes is more of a target man as well, but like you say, I won't forget that goal against Denmark, securing that playoff. What was it, semi-finals home tie for the World Cup, and of course most recently scoring the hat trick over Liechtenstein this summer.
Iconic, man.
I just think like the only thing is with Che Adams, obviously you almost expect a little bit more from him, and maybe that's been the big criticism about him from Scotland fans. But listen, like if he can keep firing, of course, in these two big games coming up, obviously got the 10 goals last season for 3-0 in Serie A, matching Dennis Law's record for them as well. So has got some accolades.
Good fact in there. I like that one,
I will absolutely back Che Adams till the cows come home.
I rate it, mate. That's why he's on my list.
It's a ninth on your list.
No, but the
I'll
reason
back him.
the reason if we're Scotland, if I'm Steve Clarke,
Sure.
Che Adams starts against Greece. He starts against Denmark. I've gone below Lyndon Dykes because Lyndon Dykes is.
I'm the same. Lyndon Dykes slightly, but maybe just moments sort of help him in there as well. Just
I feel
I think he's maybe more of a Steve Clarke like player, Lyndon Dykes. And he likes him more maybe. But
for me, if I was the manager, Che Adams he'd be 2 on this list because I think he's so incredibly underrated. I hate any criticism of him. I think he does everything selflessly on the pitch for Scotland. He is sort of thrown under the bus a wee bit by the tactics. It's not.
I was going to say, do you think if we had like a different, more like forward-thinking, attacking match, like would he just sit?
100%. I think
be firing every game.
Yeah, I really do. He doesn't get the chances. Like the goal he scored against Belarus was an incredibly well taken goal that not similar strikers of his ability wouldn't have scored.
Yeah.
I think he's brilliant. The goals he scores are quite often because of his work. I think it is. Scotland don't create chances, so a number 9 or number 10, whoever it is, playing for Scotland. Scotland maybe get 1 or 2 shots on target in a game at the moment. That's just the way. And also, I think the setup is almost when Scotland are on song and playing well, it's the midfielders that get the chances. It's Che Adams or Lyndon Dykes who are playing target man. They're sort of holding the ball up and popping the ball out to the running midfielders. Or it'll be Kieran Tierney, Andy Robertson getting to the byline, cutting it back, not for Che Adams who's in the 6-yard box. It'll be for McTominay, McGinn, Billy Gilmore, whoever it is. So it's not a system that's set up for Che Adams. 10 goals and 41 appearances under Steve Clarke is actually, I think, the way.
It's pretty slim pickings in terms of chances, like you say.
Exactly. Against Greece, I thought he ran his socks off. He had nothing to work off of. I think he's brilliant. I think under a different manager he'd be higher. I think he's physically good. He's technically good. He knocks his pan in every time. So I will back him until the cows come home.
Yeah, another one when the dust settles a bit on the Steve Clarke era. Eventually, when we look back at it, I think could be one of the players you remember. Maybe not for. I think Matthew said, well, he could maybe have a little bit more of a direct impact at times. It's probably the one thing that puts it behind some of the players on this list for what we've done. But certainly, like someone that I love watching play live because you really pick up on the nuances of what he does in a Scotland shirt. When it is really scrappy, he can pull the team up the park, and you'll look back and remember him for those moments. Really, I think worthy place on this list. Number 9, then.
That was my number.
That was your number 9, wasn't it? Yeah.
Che Adams.
Behind Billy Gilmore, you had.
At number 9, Lyndon Dykes.
And then I had Grant Hanley. You've got Grant Hanley a bit high. Do you have Grant Hanley on your list?
No.
Grant Hanley's another miss. What doesn't get Grant Hanley on your list?
Just don't rate him, mate. Like it's just, I don't know what to say. Yeah, like I just think, like I don't know. I just don't enjoy what. Well, it was before. I know. Norwich City fan. But I don't know. I just think that, when you look at the defensive mistakes he has made in the past, and when we've looked shaky and stuff, it's usually him or like a Tony Ralston that I'm just like, why am I having to watch these guys play every single time? I don't know. I think that sometimes I get there is some kind of harsh criticism about it, and I'm not usually to just single players out, but I just think of when you look at this list overall and you think of the impact it made. And I have gone for a lot of more like attacking midfield players, I get that, less than defenders, but yeah, I just think that he's not had that impact that the other players have had and come up big in the moment. It'd be different if he was like scoring all these last minute headers and like, I just think that, when you compare him to the players on this list, he's not really in the running for me.
Yeah, I did take a look at it, and 35 appearances I believe he's made in the Steve Clarke era, which isn't the most of sort of all the defenders out there possible, but there's been quite a lot of rotation at the back. Scott McKenna, Jack Hendry, Ryan Porteous at times, but I did want to put one in there, and I think Grant Hanley's obviously been Steve Clarke's guy.
As a Steve Clarke guy, totally get it.
He's trusted him, and I've not put him on there for that reason, to be fair. I think Grant Hanley has had his mistakes in a Scotland shirt. He's also he can be quite an easy target at times to scapegoat a little bit. Not to say he's
a lack of pace, yeah.
So he's made mistakes in that time.
I see that.
I think
disagree with that.
I think
he's got pace.
Oh my god, Grant Hanley has pace. Maybe not now, but see.
Okay.
See in the Euros against Czech Republic, there was a couple of times I was at the game and I was bowled over by his speed.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's. I'm sure he doesn't still have that. I don't know what he is now, 43 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
But genuinely, the guy is rapid, or was rapid.
Okay,
so
we'll
move
on from that
before the hip replacement.
We'll move on from that. Take that.
No, seriously.
I'll take your word for it.
Look, I would love to know his top.
I wouldn't fancy him in
speed.
a foot race, but so I was gonna.
He's like Mickey van de Ven of Scotland.
You need to realise
my goodness,
he is a professional athlete.
He is the Mickey van de Ven.
He'd be quicker than me.
I'm joking, obviously.
I know, but
I'm gonna look it up.
Probably is, yeah. But anyway, I was gonna say I do feel for every shaky performance in there that Grant Hanley's had for Scotland, he always responds with a really, really good performance, and a lot of Scotland's good results. Grant Hanley's been at the back and been pretty monstrous. If you want someone that can defend the box, win his headers, what are you looking at?
It's top speed.
Yeah.
According to UEFA.com, it's 31 kilometres an hour, which is not huge. Will we go for another one?
I
feel like the eye test at games.
Going down a bit of a. I'm not saying he's the slowest player in the world, but we're going down a bit of a rabbit hole here.
Sorry, I'm just really quite. That's John Sears. John Suter has the same top speed as Grant Hanley.
Well, I could have told you.
There you go.
Anyway,
it's like
all the
comparing them
insights,
to slugs, mate. Like
all the insights you get here. But yeah, for every bad performance from Grant Hanley, I think he's had a good performance, or maybe two good performances. So I wanted to put a defender in there. He's obviously meant a lot to Steve Clarke. Fraser, you've gone the highest on Grant Hanley, other than his remarkable pace. Tell him what's up there.
Possibly gone a wee bit high with him, but I think we can't let a couple of squeaky performances, which every Scotland player on this list, and there's some players that are going to appear very highly on my list that have had some absolute stinkers.
Nobody's perfect.
And Grant Hanley has had one or two stinkers, but on the whole, like, as you say, you want him to be playing against Celtic at Celtic Park.
Yeah.
I want him to be starting against Greece on, when is it? Saturday. I want him to be starting away in Athens on Saturday, because he will header
you need to bring your
everything.
stopwatch.
Exactly. Recreates stands no chance, man, with his speed.
I think I was saying to you that he's just like made for the middle of a back three, and he can do it in the back four when you're sort of defending your box, and he's probably the best. Best by far.
And he's been the most consistent centre back for, I think. In recent times, I've been disappointed to see him starting and not other defenders. But since 2019 under Steve Clarke, he's been the most consistent performer. I think he is a rock. He was a rock, maybe not so much now, but I think he's there, does a job, and he's sort of laid the foundations for Scotland to go and beat the bigger nations when they have done. And I think he quite rightfully comes in at number 7 on my list.
Number 7, yeah. Well,
yeah, it's quite high.
Give him his flowers. I think he deserves that. So up next, number 8 were you Stuart Armstrong there?
Stuart Armstrong.
He's not on my list. Is he on your list?
Not in mine, no.
Stuart Armstrong. What's thinking there? To be fair, 40 appearances under Steve Clarke is actually quite a lot. So
5 goals, 7 assists, or something like that as well.
Yeah.
He's got. I mean, he's got the decent stats. I think again, there's so many players like him. And there's a few on this list. I just think that I like a player that can link the kind of midfield and attack quite well, and I think that's something that Armstrong gives you. Obviously, 33 years old now. Obviously at Aberdeen now as well. He's decent passing. He's got an eye for a goal as well. And I think that, as we mentioned, 50 caps. He's played at Euro 2020, and he brings that experience from top flight football. Obviously, playing in the Premier League. And I think for the younger players as well, I think that gives them, he can kind of pass on all that kind of experience to them as well. I just think overall, I just like him as a player.
I think Stuart Armstrong of Billy Gilmore in the Steve Clarke era rankings is foul work from you.
Listen,
not happy about
I'm
this.
not here to be the hero, mate. I'm here to be the villain. I think for Clarke as well, he likes a player that can play in various different
he
positions.
loves Stuart Armstrong, didn't he?
He just loves, if I can play him at whatever position I want, I can do it. Gordon Strachan, I actually found a quote, when he had his debut in March 2017 against Slovenia, he said, "This is the best Scotland debut I've ever seen." Which is quite someone else.
That's some praise.
Which obviously is before Steve Clarke, I'll give you that. But as I say,
maybe a bit sort of more of a negative on the other Scotland players that made their debuts. If that's
potentially.
I can't even really remember that game. Do you remember that game?
I do. The Slovenia 1-0 was that?
Yeah, he assisted in that game.
Chris Martin goal.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah,
he's got it.
It was a fantastic performance, and it was.
No, I was at that game actually. So I can remember it.
Yeah.
Was that Anya came on as well? Didn't he?
Yeah.
What up? Yeah.
No, I really do. I love Stuart Armstrong. Not making my top 10 though, quite.
Not enough.
Just I've just never forgiven him for not just clearing that ball, man. No, I'm joking. Also, he nearly, maybe if that penalty against Hungary had been given, which it should have been, maybe he'd have made the top 10. And then maybe he could have stepped up and scored it. He wouldn't have, because
you guys would be here agreeing with me
exactly
all day.
I know.
But he should have also just pulled the bloody trigger.
Yeah.
But no, I really do like Stuart Armstrong. I love his style of play.
Oh yeah.
I think if I was a professional footballer, I'd like to be like a Stuart Armstrong. That would be Stuart Armstrong, Ryan Christie, that kind of.
Got the hair for it.
Yeah, used to. But he's just not quite done enough. He wouldn't. If I saw Stuart Armstrong starting, I wouldn't be buzzing about it under Steve Clarke. If he was on the bench and was coming on, I wouldn't think, right, we're going to push on and win. Yeah. Unlike a Ben Doak, for example, or if Tierney and Robertson were starting together, or Che Adams. I don't know. He's not quite made my top 10, but. Brilliant player, really, really big fan.
No, yeah, always have to do the job wherever he was asked to play for Scotland as well, exactly. And a bit of an almost man at times. Didn't quite have the moments, but was on the cusp of it. So I wouldn't really argue against him in a bad way. Probably the strengths of the other guys on my list. Fraser, who was your number 8?
Dykes. We've covered all mine.
Dykes. Yeah, nice. Dykes up there then. Yeah.
Dykes and Adams, you could kind of toss of a coin for me. I've gone with Dykes just because I think Steve Clarke likes him more.
Yeah, I put Callum McGregor as my 8, which might seem a bit harsh. I don't know. Have you guys got him to come still?
Yeah, I've got him to come.
We'll come on to Callum McGregor then. Maybe, who knows? Yeah, I've actually put him at 8, but that's only because the 7 above him I really, really like. Yeah. That's nothing against Callum McGregor either. Number 7 for me was Lynn. Are you getting comfortable there?
Well, I was uncomfortable, so I'm just sorry. Yeah, I feel better now.
I feel like for this list, can I just say we really have to almost get in the mind of Steve Clarke. That's what I'm trying to go against, is my personal preference to what Steve Clarke going for as well.
My list would be slightly different based on my preference.
If I could pretend to be Steve Clarke, just a really bald guy, kind of a little bit angry for no reason, then to get this list, then I'll do it.
This is what I imagine Steve Clarke goes to.
Put your eyebrows in there.
That's quite good. Oh, there you go. That's what I imagine Steve Clarke thinks about when he goes to bed at night. Yeah, probably goes to bed, thinks, who's been the top 10 players in my era?
Who's ran through a brick wall for me? Who's yet to do it?
Heck, I tell you what, I do.
Hasn't done it.
I do that with my Football Manager saves when I go to bed. Yeah. Who's been the top 10 players in the Callum Ratcher era? So I'm sure Steve Clarke does the same in real life.
Any overlap?
But you put no Grant Hanley in there. So
He's gone.
He's gone. Game's gone.
Forgotten.
Number 7 on my list then was Lyndon Dykes. 7 for you was
Hanley.
Hanley. 7.
It was... Yeah, Armstrong was 7 because I swapped him with Che Adams. Yeah.
Sorry, of course, right.
Yeah.
Do we move on to the next 3 then?
I think we do, yeah.
All right, okay, so we are going into the upper echelons now. We've got a 6, 5 and 4. 6 for me, I put Kieran Tierney. 5, I put Billy Gilmore. Maybe I've gone a bit high on Billy Gilmore. All this revisionism here, I could change it, but I'm not going to. I'll stick in. And number 4, I've got Ryan Christie.
Oh.
Me next? Okay, so number 6, I've also got Kieran Tierney. Number 5, I've put McGregor. And 4, I've gone Christie as well.
Okay. You got the exact same?
Control plus C.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like once we get in the top 6, like we're gonna get this. The other 5, I'm just like, yeah.
Have we all just put Kieran Tierney 6 because Kieran Tierney is number 6?
Just whack him in there.
Yes, I hadn't thought he was. Yeah.
I just wanted him to get in there somewhere.
Yeah. No, I put Kieran Tierney 6, McGregor 5, Christie 4.
Okay, so Kieran Tierney then, solid pick at number 6 then.
Yeah.
Kieran Tierney never let Scotland down. Had some exciting moments in there as well.
Yeah.
Not as many probably as the guys above him though. That's probably just all you'd have to say there.
Yeah, he could have been so much higher if he wasn't made of chocolate. Possibly could have been lower than. It's maybe unfair to have Dykes and Adams below Tierney with that in mind. But yeah, for like his to judge just how important he has been for Scotland, just look at the games where he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And
Huge
then
miss.
against like if the Czech Republic game in the Euros.
Well, an entire system was made for Kieran Tierney, and as soon as Kieran Tierney couldn't play in that system, the system didn't work. It's a testament to him and how quality is. No one could go into that left centre back role. Scott McKenna tried it at a time. It just never worked, did it?
Yeah. So. He was so like there's. I think Scotland at their very best playing with that back 3, back 5, however way you want to look at it, and then Tierney and Robertson just taking it in turns to hit the byline, whip crosses in, or one of them hitting the byline, playing it back to the other on the edge of the box and whipping it in. It's just that's how Scotland just absolutely annihilated some teams at times. So it's a shame that he's not quite at that level anymore.
Yeah, but certainly he just has to be in that top 6. Just the pure ability he's got.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, huge for Steve Clarke. I think, obviously, I love that moment. His first goal where he scored against Poland from the John McGinn free kick as well. Absolutely massive. So I think as well, all the discussion him before he came back to Celtic, obviously, the question marks over him staying injury free. He seems like he's relatively kept himself injury free so far, but like you say, he is absolutely made of glass, so he could change at any moment. But as you say, he's been instrumental for Steve Clarke. He's created the system. And yeah, huge in that left side of the back 3. So I think you'd be crazy not to include him in this list.
I'd kind of love to see Steve Clarke going back to that system.
Bring it back.
You saying it quietly? Say it out loud.
Come on, Steve.
Well, worth a try.
Do it.
Why not?
I think that's when we played our best. I think we've seriously lacked width in a lot of games recently.
Well, whatever needs to happen to get us more than 2 shots on target per game.
Well, exactly.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and
to try something.
Since going to a back 4, I think it's to accommodate obviously the riches that we've got in midfield, but I just think get Tierney and Robertson doing what they did so well.
100%.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Push Robertson higher. Create a bit of width. Pin Karetsis back, and these guys that are getting the freedom of Hampden Park to attack us.
Absolutely.
Pin them back, and I'd like to see it. Whether or not Tierney and Robertson can play that system nowadays is another question. So that's for Steve Clarke to work out in training.
Yeah, I certainly hope Kieran Tierney's got more big moments to come in the Scotland shirt, though. Obviously, fitness has been a big concern. 40 caps under Steve Clarke, and hopefully more of them to come. You wouldn't want to see him maybe. Callum McGregor took a bit of an early retirement from Scotland international duty. The last thing I think any Scotland fan would want to see is Kieran Tierney maybe feel like you need to do the same to prolong his career at Celtic. But fingers crossed, back to full fitness, and he can certainly be a man that makes an impact for a long time to come.
Exactly.
So number 5 then. I've got a bit mad. I've put Billy Gilmore all the way up there.
You love him, honestly.
Is that okay?
You did say you were going to go big on Gilmore, and you've definitely delivered on that.
He's not even came up. Gilly Gilmore on yours. No, I do love Billy Gilmore in a Scotland shirt. I think he's really missed when he doesn't play. He's not. At times, he's not always been used in the exact way you want to see him get used at times, because I think he can just dictate the play. But as soon as he came into the team for that game against England that you were speaking about earlier on, I think everyone saw, oof, we've got we've got something with this guy here. And so many of the good Scotland performances has Billy Gilmour in the middle. He's played 43 times under Steve Clarke as well. So he's not always been the first name in the team sheet, but he's always been there or thereabouts, certainly. And I just love watching him play, man. I don't know what else I can say there, really. And
he's quality. He is quality.
I can also see why you put Callum McGregor. I think the two of them have done really sort of similar jobs for Scotland. Callum McGregor probably goes as one of my most underrated Scotland players at times. Sort of, as soon as he dropped out of the team again with his retirement, missed the sort of shuffling that he used to do in that Scotland midfield. I loved it, man. Love
a wee shuffle in there.
I know, he was such a shuffler, always side to side, and he played a different role that he did at Celtic as well for Scotland, I thought, most of the time, where, he'd just sit in front of the back four at Celtic. He's been doing that for a long time, but in Scotland, he's sort of shuffling in and around that midfield. That performance against Spain, I was like, he's the one guy in the Scotland team. I thought watching them against Spain, that was, well, obviously credit to the full team. They were better than Spain that day, but he was the kind of guy I was like, you could probably just put him in the Spain midfield and he wouldn't look that out of place. I think he has that quality. I've gone a bit lower on him. I could switch around. I'm not going to knock you guys for having it. Number 5, Billy Gilmour. I'm just a big fan, and I think he's been so central to a lot of the success under Steve Clarke. But guys, Callum McGregor.
I've got him at 5, just because the sheer volume. I think I don't know. I've got this stats
Callum
here.
McGregor, 52 games under Steve Clarke.
So he's 5th on the list of appearances under.
Not bad going at all.
It's very decent.
3 goals as well, including the best pointless goal. Probably.
Is that the only
Croatia.
goal at the Euro 2020? Is that right?
Yeah.
So he scored. He comes up big
Gave
moments.
us hope for
gonna
improvements.
say.
Yeah.
Then
Fantastic.
his assist so we've scored 2 goals at our last 2 Euros, and he's been at the heart of both of them. He's a man for the big moments.
Criticise him for not scoring and assisting enough.
Exactly.
And he's
An own goal
literally
against
in
Germany. Is that what
No, the assist
the one we
for
scored,
Scott
Switzerland,
McTominay.
sorry.
Yeah,
Of course, I
that's
thought
a
you-
lovely assist.
It was, yeah, sorry, I
Got
thought
into
you
the
were talking
box and it looked like he tripped over the ball, but
Yes,
of course
yes.
he hadn't. Cut it back for Scott McTominay. But then also his performance, him and Ryan Jack in Serbia, phenomenal. The two of them playing together at one point were just they were in my
boys.
opinion first
You just had
names
to be
in the
there.
team sheet. Yeah, you had to be there, man.
Bros, the two of them, man.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Celtic and Rangers arm in arm for Scotland. It's beautiful. It brought a tear to a glass eye. And he was just fantastic and very important to Scotland. I think another player again, whether it's because he played for Celtic, I'm not sure. He got sort of targeted by Scotland fans alongside like Che Adams, maybe Ryan Christie, for not doing enough at times. And I think, again, he's a player that was doing a lot more than what was sort of clear to a lot of Scotland fans. So I'd never liked the Callum McGregor criticism. Okay, he might have had 1 or 2 bad performances, but of those 52 performances, he was incredibly influential for Scotland. It took him, it was far too late for him getting his first cap in the first place, but he made up for it in the end. I was gutted to hear that he had retired for Scotland. I think he was, well, he would still be in the squad. I'd want him still in the squad. I would argue that I would still want him starting. So yeah, for me, comfortably 5th on my list.
Yeah, I don't think you can complain with it. I think big player for Clarke. I think he's somebody that Steve Clarke loves, and he was probably gutted when he retired as well. But yeah, somebody who is that kind of midfield heartbeat, controlling the tempo. Obviously, Callum mentioned kind of changed his role for the Scottish national team and kept Scotland ticking as well.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, criticism for his lack of goals and assists, but I think you're then again ignoring the strengths in his game that he does have that ultimately goes unnoticed, kind of like I don't know if you would call it like a Michael Carrick, how he was so underrated for England and United as well, in terms of that. But yeah, definitely very, very underrated in terms of what he's done for Scotland.
Often the kind of player you wouldn't, realise what he did until he wasn't there. Or you look at games like Spain and you watch that back and you realise.
If you're willing to put him in the Spain midfield, then what does that take?
I'm happy. That was my really hot take for a while. I was like, I think you could drop Callum. This was my hot take. This was something I used to say to people all the time. I think there was a while where you could take Callum McGregor and put him in like any team in world football, and he'd probably get by. That was my hot take for a while.
That was my hot take.
That was your hot take.
He could play for any team in England, maybe bar Man City.
I think you could drop him in the Man City team and he'd just do his job. I'm not saying he'd be the standout player.
No, not now.
Not now.
Yeah,
but then
It'll be Scott Carson, just be there for the vibes.
3-4 years ago, under a Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, he would have slotted in perfectly, I think.
Pardon the pun there as well. Slot.
Oh, right.
Sorry, No, nothing. Nothing.
But I do
intentional.
genuinely.
Sorry, yeah.
Like he's
Not coming back.
He's like a Scottish Alexis McAllister, right?
There we go.
Indeed.
Fraser. Enough to be number 5 on our list. Guys,
Yep.
we've all got Ryan Christie at 4. I love that.
Easy.
Someone that's been knocked
easy.
a little bit at times. 57 games under Steve Clarke. 8 goals as well. Bish bash bosh. 4th place on the list.
I'm a big Ryan Christie fan, and I've found out today that Fraser's a big Ryan Christie fan. I can't even speak. I'm so excited to speak. But
That's what Ryan Christie does to him.
yeah, so consistent. Again, another Clarke favourite, can play in multiple positions. What more can you say? That kind of, I mean, when he was first kind of coming in the squad, he's kind of gone from, you'd probably say, a sub to more of a starter. Kind of evolved a lot more. Scoring that winning penalty against Serbia, sent us through the Euros. I remember I was in halls of uni when in COVID times in 2020. I think half the people in my kind of hall at uni had COVID, but we're all there celebrating together.
You get a bit of revisionism. Was Ryan Christie on the park for the penalties, was he?
Oh,
you
actually,
think-
I think he was in his jacket.
I think he
maybe.
got
Never
taken
mind.
off.
Forget what I
But
said.
he was man
But
of
he was
man of
yeah,
the match.
he was man of the match. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Cried his eyes out.
Live off-com here on air.
Ofcom, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I think he's rightly become a fan favourite for these big performances, and so versatile. And he's one of the players that you would say that, okay, there's question marks over an example like Che Adams not showing the same quality that he'd maybe shown consistently for Southampton or Torino. I think all the great games that he's had for Bournemouth and the attacking performances he's had, that we have seen that quality for Scotland. That's the reason why he's such a big fan favourite.
Don't get me started on Ryan Christie.
We'll be
Love
here
him.
for a while, yeah.
Goals against Ireland, goals against Serbia, away in Croatia, Israel. He's fantastic. He sets the tempo. He's got the biggest engine probably in the team. He'll play, like we were obviously talking after the Greece game, where he played in that first time sort of Clark's utilised him in his Bournemouth position. He was fantastic. Yeah. I was kind of saying the problem with Ryan Christie is, and I think maybe he didn't discover that he could play this new sort of number 6, number 8 role that he's playing at Bournemouth, and he's not discovered that until recently. But like his versatility probably has led to him getting criticised by Scotland fans, because he's when he's playing in the wing, like people kind of think he's a wee bit wasteful, but I think his energy is so crucial. Technically, he's fantastic. I think people questioned his technicality again because of the reputation that he built up at Celtic for taking a pop shot, which I'm not against either. He's a brilliant player. It's really quite exciting to see now that he's just a perfect sort of squad player for a manager. If you're wanting someone that can just come in and he's got quality, whether he's played at left wing, right wing, number 10, number 8, number 6, Ryan Christie can play all of the positions. And I think now Scotland fans will probably start to rate him more highly because you see what he's doing in the Premier League now. He's got that respect, whereas he didn't quite have the respect when he was playing for Celtic, or he didn't quite have the respect when he was playing for Bournemouth in the same position as he was playing at Celtic. So yeah, a fantastic player. I think he adds so much to the Scotland team, and it's so useful to have when we lack pace, we lack width in the team, that if he's playing at centre midfield, if Steve Clarke needs to rejig things, you can stick Ryan Christie out and he'll offer sort of that pace and width at left wing or right wing if needed. So big fan of him.
Yeah, I think there's got to be a common agreement these days, Tartan Army, that Ryan Christie, wherever he's playing, he's got to be on the pitch, not on the bench these days. He's one of the first guaranteed players on the team sheet, and yeah, I think he's not let Scotland down for a long, long time, if at all. So a worthy place at number 4. But this top 3 then, I'm hoping we're all in agreement. We haven't got any sort of rogue Kenny McLeans cutting in here, have we?
Yeah, wait till I sneak Grant Hanley in at number 1.
I know this whole time.
Here we go.
that one's for you, Steve.
You guys both got Lawrence Shankland number 1?
In an alternate universe.
Yeah. If you were the manager.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be it. Right, top 3. Should we reveal it then? I'm curious about the order of this top 3.
So am I, yeah.
Yeah, this is the fun bit. Matthew, you'll go first.
Number 3, Andy Robertson.
Okay.
Number 2, Scott McTominay. Number 1, John McGinn.
Okay, Fraser.
Number 3, Scott McTominay. Number 2, Andy Robertson. Number 1, John McGinn.
I love this. We've all gone different. I've gone number 3. I've gone Andy Robertson. Okay. Number 2, John McGinn. And I've gone for Scott McTominay, number 1.
Scott McTominay.
We've all gone different.
Recency bias.
See, last night when I was tossing and turning, couldn't get to sleep thinking about this top 3.
What you get up to at night? You keep that to yourself, pal.
When before I left for this, I was like, okay, McTominay number 1, and switched.
Yeah, I did switch.
Very close.
I'd also like to start off by saying I very much see why Andy Robertson's number 1 on your list.
No, he's number 2.
Number 2, sorry, on your list. And he's number 3. Sorry, number 2 on your list. Sorry, and number 3 on our list. I can very much see why he's gone 1 up. I've kind of gone quite momenty and great word there. That's why we all have masters in journalism for words like that. But John McGinn, Scott McTominay, certainly just what they've delivered to the nation on the big occasions. Not to say Andy Robertson hasn't, but just there's so many moments you'll look back at and highlight. Andy Robertson could be a bit higher up, but I'm happy for him at number 3. He's not always quite gone to the levels you'd maybe hope for. Andy Robertson could at times. I do think he's done his best to drag the team whenever that's been asked of him, and I wouldn't sit around and be knocking Andy Robertson. He's still 3rd on my list. He's been absolutely phenomenal, but the other 2, I think at times they've really put the nation on their back and carried the teams through big results.
Yeah, they absolutely have. I would argue Andy Robertson's done that though. He's captain.
Yeah.
There's a few times I hate when he shoots. I wish he would never shoot again. I don't know why he doesn't.
Poland away. Yeah.
That was a header.
Oh.
I think he scored in Steve Clarke's first game with a good strike. He scored away in Lithuania, but we can't count that because it was under Strachan. But he's shot about 1,000 times for Scotland in his career, and he scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
One of them was a header. But no,
I love him, by the way.
I love him too. He was a player I was alluding to. He has had some monumental stinkers for Scotland. I will not bypass this. He has had some bad performances for Scotland. However, he's a captain. He's how many appearances under Clarke? 59?
59, yeah.
59. Of those 59, 50 of them have been 7 out of 10 or above. He's a fantastic player. Every time, of Scotland's biggest performances, he has either assisted, he's contributed, he's got the team up the park. I'm far more comfortable with him at left back or left wing back. Him and Kieran Tierney, brilliant to watch when they're sort of interchanging in that sort of 5 at the back system against Israel. He's combining with John McGinn for the first goal. He's just so positive. I think he just has to. He's a captain. He's the figurehead of the team. He's who brought Scotland forward from being a sort of distinctly average team. I think just his presence in the squad has done wonders for everyone, thinking, look, we've got world class players in this squad. We've got the guys to do it. Andy Robertson's gone from Queen's Park to lifting the Champions League. I think he has added to the culture in the Scotland team.
100%.
And some of it, I think just his performances are okay. I will definitely concede that there's a few times I've wanted to absolutely throttle him because I thought, come on, man, what are you up to?
Extremely.
But he's 9 times out of 10 fantastic, and he always stands up, and I think he's just so positive. A few times he's cost us as well defensively, but I think just over Steve Clarke's tenure, for me, he's had more of a positive impact than Scott McTominay. If we do this again in a year or two time, that might change.
Yeah.
And I know Scott McTominay he's the name on everyone's lips at the moment. But I think just over the last 6 years, I think Andy Robertson's just pips Scott McTominay personally.
That's fair enough. As I say, very interchangeable. That's top 3. I think Andy Robertson could have gone easily gone higher up for me. So Matthew, I think you've had a similar thought process to me. Between John McGinn, Scott McTominay, probably the same for you. John McGinn being number 1 as well. Fraser, I'm sure Andy Robertson pushed him very close as well. Yeah. What's put John McGinn as the number 1 player in the Steve Clarke era?
Yeah, as much as it pains me as a Jambo having a former Highby on there, it is a total no-brainer. Like he's the top scorer for Scotland under Steve Clarke, 4th-time all-time top scorer for Scotland, tied on 20 with Ali McCoist. Huge energy, goals from midfield, leadership, links up the play so well. Of course, uses his giant bahookie like some kind of footballing superpower, as everyone likes to say. So, and yeah, if you want to go momenty, I think
Great word.
scoring that late winner against Croatia, integral to the side that qualified for Euro 2020, of course Euro 2024 as well. Of course, ending the 23-year wait to reach a major tournament. And like we say, when this is all said and done for Steve Clarke, if he can add a World Cup qualification to that, I think it would just be incredible. And yeah, when Steve Clarke's time's up for Scotland, McGinn will surely go down as having the biggest impact for him. Mr. Consistent, I think.
Number 1 on your list as well, Fraser?
Yeah, similar reasons. Brilliant player. I love him in every single way. Must say though, he's in recent times slightly similar to Andy Robertson, where he's had a couple of sort of non-existent performances where you think he just looks tired. But there's been performances where the ball's, it's the last 5 minutes of a game, Scotland are backs against the wall.
Yeah.
Looks like, they're clinging on for dear life, and whether it Marshall, Gordon, hoof the ball up and he plucks out of the sky, sticks his arse out, rolls about 3 players and then manages to win a corner.
Does he shuffle at any point? Or is there a shuffle in there?
Could be a bit more shuffling in there, but yeah.
He's just his technicality is amazing considering what he looks like. He doesn't look like he should have the technical ability that he does. He's brilliant. It's similar again to John McGinn, Andy Robertson, personality wise. I think off the pitch as well, he just brings so much. But to be honest, Scott McTominay, Andy Robertson.
Yeah, you can.
Very, very.
I know. I'm gonna.
Very close.
I've put Scott McTominay 1 for this, and I'm probably gonna edit it tomorrow and change my mind back to John McGinn again. Like that's what the case was.
Just like voiceover.
I've been doing that the last few days. I've put Scott McTominay 1. This might sound really stupid, but a bit of a tiebreak for me was they both had moments, and they've been so instrumental to 2 qualifying campaigns, probably in their own regards. The first one, John McGinn. The second one, Scott McTominay. They were really the guy that put a lot of weight on their back. Something that I loved about Scott McTominay that was almost a bit of a tiebreaker, wasn't the sole reason at all, was that Scott McTominay, the job he's done for Scotland has been phenomenal. When that first qualifying campaign, talk about Serbia away, Scott McTominay played centre back. Scott McTominay
versatile as well.
Should never have been playing centre back for Scotland. Part of the frustrating thing is we're probably all shouting at our telly because you'd seen him do things in the box, and you're like, he's clearly got some ability up there. It took a long time for anyone to notice it. I suppose he got his move to Napoli and they really fully made him that attacking player. But like the fact he played centre back for Scotland, and he was quite good actually. He was quite good. He did have a few rough games in there as well. But like the fact he went back there, did his job, moves into midfield, and then these days just everything about him, man. Like does have that sort of more flavour, that aura, taste to it as well. But I think
growing the hair out.
Even more. Gorgeous, man.
That picture of him with the coffee cup. Have you seen that? I'm sure Mr. Foreign Fields, you must have seen.
Yeah. I've got the poster up on my wall.
I've got it saved in my camera. I've got it saved in my camera roll. I don't know why. I saw it on Twitter. It's like,
a rainy day.
I'm just saving that so I can look at it whenever I want. But I think the 2 qualifying campaigns that were successful under Steve Clarke, I think the best football Steve Clarke's had, his best moments as Scotland manager, was that second qualifying campaign where Scotland qualified again, I should say, sorry. Obviously the win against Spain, Mr. Scott McTominay, that was his day. That campaign, I think that was Steve Clarke's peak as a Scotland manager. Certainly performances, absolutely fantastic. You went into Scotland games just feeling like they were going to win. Scott McTominay was the best player in that as well as his performance in a back 3. I've just decided, like this morning, yesterday, I'm going to put Scott McTominay above John McGinn. Everything you guys said about John McGinn, I agree. In bucket loads, he could easily be number 1. I've gone for Scott McTominay for those reasons, but I think we're all quite fluid on that 3.
It's interesting you say that he went to Napoli and became this goal-scoring attacking threat. It wasn't Napoli, and it wasn't Jose Mourinho, and it wasn't Manchester United. It was Sir Steve.
It was Steve Clarke.
It was genuinely. I think Scott McTominay would attribute his current success and his attacking threat to Steve Clarke. So I think he said it was Steve Clarke came in and said, like, I don't know whether they had a meeting, and he was like, look, what, he was going through a rough patch at Man United, not really doing much for Scotland, and Steve Clarke was like, what is it that, like, why'd you play football? And I don't know if it was something
Why
along.
are you?
No, I think it was something along those lines. Like, what makes you happy?
Who is Scott McTominay?
I mean, famously, Scott McTominay was a striker in his youth days
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
and I think that was like quite quickly forgotten. He'd obviously stepped back in with his size and his strength. Made sense for him to go
And I
to
think
midfield, but he had those
the
attributes.
season before he left for Napoli, when he got the 10 goals for United,
Yeah.
like if you actually look at it, scoring against Everton, very much in that striker position. Obviously, getting the 2 against Chelsea as
And
well.
there was always going to be a
Big-
clash.
big
with him
moments,
There was
by the
just a
way.
clash with him and Bruno Fernandes in that team. Scott McTominay could have been the attacking
But I
midfielder in
think
that team, so
that's
best thing
what-
for him was to move on.
He had that meeting with Steve Clarke, started banging them in for Scotland, and then started banging them in for Man United. And I think it was as simple as like, look, you're overthinking this, and why, like, imagine you're playing in your back garden. I think it was something as like silly as that. It was like, just go out and play like
how he
your.
took his goal against Israel. You're watching that, and he
Yeah.
was playing centre back at the time when he scored that goal. That's not a centre back scoring that goal, is it? So
What, the one where like off his chest?
yeah, I think he took it so well, man.
I
mean, he took it well.
I
as
actually
a
also
centre-back.
really,
Okay.
I also really admire that about McTominay, the fact that he's playing, obviously play at centre back, and you know he's not, but you
Yeah,
can
very
just
Ryan
he's
Christie,
not
yes.
gonna
Yeah,
make
yeah.
any complaints about that. As a manager, Steve Clarke,
Yeah.
you know, will see that, and he, you know, he sees that as such a big factor as to why McTominay is so important to this team.
To be fair, I think that was Jose that. I think Steve
Jumping
Clarke
on
was
that.
just taking one out of a leaf out of Jose's book. Thought, oh, we need a centre back, and Man United are starting this young kid at right
Well,
centre
so
back.
his-
I'm going to copy him, and then
Ball carrying abilities. I think he saw him as
Yeah.
one in the back three that could do that a bit at the
Yeah.
time. But yeah, brilliant, and so many memories. All of those top three, fantastic. What they've done for the nation as well, just pulling them forward. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm no surprised to see we all had them in the top three. Boys, anything to add to that? Finishes of that segment nicely.
I had some shout outs I'd like to give.
Honourable mentions.
Yeah, not shout.
First one, Kenny McLean definitely deserves an honourable
Yeah, I
mention.
was gonna-
46 games under Steve Clarke. It's actually one of the highest. And I know he's can be a bit like a Grant Hanley sort of character at times, the way he's spoke about, but always done his job for his nation. That's my first one. You got any others?
I've my list here. Sorry, David Marshall, Craig Gordon, Aaron Hickey.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Aaron Hickey would be on my list
In a couple of years.
100%. It's just unfortunate he's been injured. Jack Hendry, Stuart Armstrong. So
Jack
there's,
Hendry, yeah.
There's more, I guess, that
Yeah.
I would have on there. But Aaron Hickey, like if he'd played, obviously hadn't been injured, he'd be on the list. For me,
Yeah, it's
for
quite a
sure.
few. Scott McKenna's made 35 appearances for Scotland under Steve Clarke as well.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot, so...
And he's really, this season as well, like he's actually started so well in Croatia. Like the reports have been really good. Obviously coming off a relegation with Las Palmas, he's actually kind of solidified himself. And I think the last time I checked, they were first in the league. I don't know where they are now, but it's kind of turned around a little bit.
I
for him as well.
do really see him and John Suter being Scotland's centre-back partnership going ahead. So, yeah, quite a few good shouts on there, I think. But
Perfect.
happy with our lists.
All good, yeah.
Yeah, sorry to Kenny McLean if he's watching.
I thought you were going to come out with Kenny McLean, and he actually honourable mention as well.
Oh,
Definitely.
I don't know who there's no one to take out my list.
Yeah,
for
of
Kenny
course.
McLean,
Yeah.
unfortunately for Kenny McLean.
Very
but,
tough.
Full respect there. So, right, boys, we've got a few challenges to come. Should we go into that?
Yeah. We should, yeah.
Right, Matthew, you're here for your first challenge time. This is when things get exciting around here.
I'm buzzing, mate.
Not that it wasn't exciting before, but
No, it's but this is the real fun.
This is big.
This is what we do it
this
for,
is big
really.
fun.
Isn't
This is the passion, yeah.
it? Yeah.
So we've got 3 challenges to come up today.
Okay.
The first one, I'm going to put you guys up against each other. I want you guys to start off with a very quick game, rock, paper, scissors.
Are we doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot, or just rock, paper, scissors like a normal way?
I'll let you guys decide
Rock,
that.
paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Fraser wins. So Fraser gets to
I'll
go
lose
first.
with scissors.
In-
Consistency, mate. That's a lot.
Keep that in mind for any future times. Or maybe this is the reverse
So-
psychology.
Always
Bluff.
go rock
It's like the
against
traitors
this
or something.
Right, so you guys have a tic-tac-toe to do. We're bringing it back. It's an old format, one we enjoy. It's always a good bit of fun. It gets the brain thinking, gets the brain working. So across the top of today's tic-tac-toe board, you guys have someone that played in the English Premier League.
Nice. I
Been
know
quite
a few of them.
Yep. Someone that's played for Livingston, and someone that's played for Heart of Midlothian. Across the other side of the board, you need to mix this up with someone that's won the Scottish Championship, someone that is Australian, and someone that's played for Dunfermline Athletic. So I'm going to let you guys see the board, so you guys can take a look. Matthew, I'm expecting you to know Dunfermline. So SPFL, tic-tac-toe, Fraser, you're up first.
Right, Ryan McGowan, straight down the middle.
Aussie and
Aussie and Livy, yeah.
I'm going to let you do the right. So that makes way more sense.
So I'll move the beer from Maine's Brewing. local Glasgow brewery.
Shout out to Mainz
Here,
Brewery.
so I'll just move that
That makes sense, yeah.
to the side there.
Okay.
Well, I can mark it off.
Okay.
So you've gone for Aussie, Livingston, Ryan McGowan.
Yes.
Go for Hearts, Craig Gordon.
That's the Scottish Championship.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
So
Yeah, I had an answer there, actually, yeah.
Craig Gordon.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
Let's just go for it.
Okay. What will I do? What will I do?
The tactics here. What are you thinking?
John McGinn.
What for?
Championship winner and Premier League.
You
won the championship?
You get that, yeah. He won the championship with Hibs,
Nice.
famously. So you're going to need Dunfermline and Hearts to stay in this.
Dunfermline and Hearts.
Unless
Okay. Yeah.
you don't trust Fraser to get it.
I think I've got one for that.
Ooh, the pressure's on.
Yeah,
Those is Hearts players.
it's just Dunfermline. It's just the both of them.
This is
So tough on the spot.
A man from Dunfermline.
Does it have to
Hearts
be?
fan.
Well, I'm from East Lothian.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
It lives in
Edinburgh.
Dunfermline.
Yeah.
Is that a current Premier League player or just ever?
Ever.
I'm absolutely going blank, yeah.
You can go elsewhere
Okay.
because I might not get.
Have you
this.
done Ryan McGowan already?
He's
Yeah.
done Ryan McGowan for
Okay.
Livy and Australian. But you've still got Australian Premier League, Australian and Hearts.
Okay, Australian Premier League, Tim Cahill. Keep it easy.
Nice.
Simple.
Keep it simple.
Who did Scott Banks play for? Dunfermline.
He had a loan spell there, yeah.
Damn. But I'm going to go for Hearts and Dunfermline.
I'm going to be kicking myself already. I already know this.
I'm not sure. Craig Whiten.
Craig Whiten, yeah. That's who I was thinking. That was the one
I was
thinking.
not talking about it.
That's
The
what I
back.
was thinking. Wow,
There-
a quick win there.
there we-
Do you want to clean up the rest of the board?
Well, I was going to go Premier League and Dunfermline, Scott Banks. Could that have worked?
Has he played a Premier League game? I don't think he played Premier League games.
Did he
so
not?
I'll give it to you now.
No, he must have done. He must have.
Well, wait,
I'll do some
yeah.
checks.
Maybe
Do you want
not.
to talk through the rest?
So Premier League and Dunfermline, who would that be? Wanyama?
Victor won, yeah.
Victor Wanyama was the one I was thinking, yeah.
Wanyama, Scott Banks, equal quality.
Scott Banks will take
Livy and Championship winner.
No, Scott Banks never made a Premier League appearance.
But he hasn't?
No. Victor Wanyama would have been your man. Livingston Championship winner? Livy's 2 promotions were by the playoffs.
I know that's something. Stevie May, did he ever win the Championship? Nah.
No.
Is it current Livy?
Just anyone that's ever played for Livy.
Stevie Lawless? No.
Yeah, we can have Stephen. I think so, yeah.
Scott Robinson?
Check. But double check.
Danny Wilson, did he win? Was he at Rangers when they won the Championship?
Hearts, maybe.
Maybe Danny
Hearts.
Wilson.
Danny Wilson's a good shout.
Livy and
Dunfermline,
Dunfermline.
that's quite a difficult one.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is tough.
Sean Byrne. Shawnee Byrne.
Aussie Hearts, you could have about 17.
Yeah.
So we'll not even. We've got a video that I'll cite for
Led
that
by
one.
Cammy Devlin for that one. Okay, well done, Fraser. Win
Sure.
that.
Good.
Unfortunately.
That was a good
Hearts
game.
That was
Dunfermline.
very tough.
Hearts Dunfermline. Sorry to put you on the spot with that.
No,
Right.
it's good.
So recently as well, we've been on our social medias and we've been asking our followers for some of their hot takes. Now, we looked through all these before we started, and it's fair to say a lot of people don't really know what hot take is.
A medium temperature, lukewarm, whatever you want to
just
call
an
it.
opinion.
We've got some opinions, some
Statements.
statements,
Yeah.
some just the opposite of something that's
No,
true.
let's not slag. Let's not slag. It's hard not to though.
Thank you to the viewers.
Yeah, thank you for
Joga
taking part.
Bonito.
We have enjoyed
Yes,
it.
thank you to our viewers. Hamish, whose hot take was Dunfermline are inconsistent.
That could be insert any club in Scotland.
Not really a take. Yeah,
Inconsistent.
not getting in there. Someone said Raith Rovers are the biggest team in the championship. I didn't want to argue that one because it's not true. So, yeah,
Who
some,
is the biggest club then?
I give it to St Johnstone, wouldn't you? I mean, sort of merit.
Okay,
Cup winners and all
Raith
that.
Rovers would
I would say
arguably.
Wraith are pretty
Let's not get into this.
Yeah,
one.
sorry.
He once led.
The more we argue it,
Did they once lead 1-0 against Bayern Munich? And then did they lose in the end? I don't know.
Well, he once led against Bayern Munich. That is a fact. So we are going to move on to some hot takes. You guys ready to react to these?
Let's do it. Yes.
Let's go.
Right. So we asked for your hot takes. We've got them from the viewers, and we're going to react to them. SPFL hot takes.
Let's do it.
Right. The first one up then. This one is for the man with the Ayr United shirt on in the midfield. The first hot take coming in from Lewis Glover is that Ayr United have the best midfield in the Championship.
It's a hot take. It's hot.
That's what we're going for.
And
But
it's
is
spicy.
it a not take?
I think it's a wrong take.
Wrong take.
Unfortunately, they've got a very, very
Not far off it.
not far off it. Top 3, I would maybe argue, definitely. But if we're looking at the starting midfield, I think Partick Thistle's midfield just edges it.
Thistle midfield is fantastic. As good as Ben Dempsey is,
Yeah.
that Thistle midfield as a collective has so much quality.
Yeah, and Ben Dempsey's so vital to the Ayr United midfield that if we're looking at the depth compared to, he's just too crucial to Ayr United. I think Ben Dempsey's fantastic. Marco Roos is brilliant, but he sort of plays it on the wing at times. Kyle Ure's brilliant. Stuart Bannigan adds brilliant depth as well. Mark McKenzie, I mean, he plays everywhere.
Plays
So we'll
everywhere.
add him to the midfield. Fantastic. Dom Thomas was cited as, I don't know if he counts as a midfielder.
They're not, probably not.
Midfield.
That is in there, but certainly you're looking at Thistle. Ocean Smith, what a player as well. Let Sosa. Carl Turner doesn't even get on the pitch behind Ben Stanway, so pure quality in there. I'd probably take Thistle. St Johnson, to be fair as well, have plenty of quality too.
Yeah. But yeah, without a doubt, we're up there. It's a fantastic midfield. I like it a lot. Jude Bonner, I've not even mentioned him. But just if we're looking at starting 11, St Johnson, Partick Thistle, reflected in the table, I think they maybe just edge it.
I quite like that hot take though. It's not too far off.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
like
good.
that.
It's good.
It's a take. Should we move on to our next take?
Yeah.
This one might interest you, Matthew.
Nice.
From Everything Hearts, Hearts will win the league in the next 5 years.
I think Everything Hearts has got this one pretty spot on. Well, in my opinion, anyway. I think with the current league standings and the plans that Tony Bloom's got at the club, I think it's incredibly likely that it will happen. I thought it was a reaction.
Sneeze there.
reaction
Sorry,
to
I was
me.
that's a spicy take. It's made me sneeze.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy. It's on like it's getting up there.
It's not too hot in Fraser's opinion.
No.
I can tell by his face.
It's not hot. It's correct. I think
It's losing temperature.
It's a good take, but
this would have been a hot take before Tony Bloom came out.
Yeah.
We're now talking about the team that's 7 points clear at the top of the SPFL or the Premiership. That's not a hot take. Hearts are going to win the league in 5 years. Hearts could even win it in 1 year.
will they win it this year, Matthew? That's your one question here, quickly.
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
Oh, that's a hot
Who
take.
we're talking.
I'm not gonna just sit here and be like, no, we can't do it.
Yeah.
Celtic are gonna bring it back.
I think they can
Why
do
would
it.
you?
Everything Scotland. Stand up next time.
Everything-
And
no.
everything Hearts. Everything Hearts. Everything
Listen,
Scotland.
I've came all the way to Mulgai to sit here and say that Hearts are gonna lose the league. Like, come on.
No chance. Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Everything
Do I
Hearts.
believe it? Who knows?
Everything Hearts. Stand on your morals next time and say Hearts will win the league in the next 1 year.
Yeah.
You can have your hot take there.
There we go.
Right, our next hot take then. What should we move on to next? Falkirk one, that one wasn't it? We're going for that one instead. We had two Falkirk ones submitted
Yeah, that's hotter.
from Bart.
Ay caramba.
Falkirk in European spot at the end of the season. They did put if form continues, we're wiping that part out.
Yeah,
Falkirk in the European spots at the end of the season. Hot take.
Very hot. Take.
it's hot.
It is hot.
It is hot.
Yeah.
I think it feels like it's a bit too early for them. I think it's a premature hot take in a way, or whatever you want to call it. But I just think when you look around them, when you look at the Premiership right now, you would expect Dundee United to pick up again. Obviously, Rangers we've not really spoke about in the pod so far, and the likes of Motherwell as well. I just think, do they have it to go the distance this season? I'm not entirely sure. It would be very incredible if they did it in this first season back in the Premiership after so long, but I just think it's a bit too early for them.
Same, agreed. I think it's an incredibly hot take. I think 5th place, I guess. I think top 6 is a possibility. That was another suggestion.
Yeah.
We went with the European one because it was hotter. I think top 6, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people at the start of the season were saying Falkirk would finish top 6, so that was quite common. I think they can definitely finish top 6. I just don't think they've got, as you say, there's some teams in there that just have a little bit more strength and depth and a little bit more sort of Premiership nous. But maybe that's what is benefiting Falkirk, is that they're
I think as well, like,
different kind of...
At the start of the season, they had so many draws, and they've actually started picking up wins. I think that was the biggest question mark for them, is like if they're actually gonna we're not even talking top 6, actually survive in this league, they need to start picking up points at some point. So obviously it's great that they've been able to do that a bit more consistently, and they are in form at the moment. So who knows?
My hot take is, I believe Falkirk 5th place. Falkirk fans, Bend fans, dust off your passports. European trips might be coming up, unless like St Mirren win the cup or something like that. I'm going to say Falkirk for 5th. I think they're rolling. John McGlynn, he's got that juice.
He's all in on John.
He's got that juice. He's cooking something up there.
McGlynn mastermind.
Falkirk are winning. They're only going to get better and better. There's going to be a competition. Rangers will finish above them. You probably quite naturally think. Probably Hibs as well. Tell you what, that competition, St Mirren, Motherwell, Falkirk, they'll be right in the mix.
You think Falkirk are going to finish above Dundee United and Motherwell?
Yes.
Very hot take. I love
That's spicy.
We'll go for
spicy,
it. We've got to have something
Clip
hot in
this
here.
up.
Clip
Yes.
up. And at the end of the season, I'll look like a genius. All right. I'm looking through some of the bad takes here. So many. We got a lot of takes, and thank you for the fans submit their takes here as well. If you've got a hot take you want to submit to us, for us
Bad
to
or
react to,
good.
yeah, for sure, we will react to them as well. This is a fun take we've got coming up here from DMACD, 1876.
That sounds like a Kelly fan. 1876
could be. It's a bit sad that you remembered that as well.
subtle.
Oh no, 1876 Thistle.
Could be. I don't know. You're
Thistle,
the one
I
that
think
remembers.
that's Thistle. Sorry, that's okay then. We'll listen to them.
We'll take it.
Going further down in the coefficient table is fine if there is a more competitive league.
Interesting take.
That's an interesting take.
Very interesting take, and I love it.
Valid in a way.
This would mean less money in Scottish football. However, that also means less money at the very tippity top of Scottish football.
The tippity top.
We were talking a lot about this before we started. If you look at the likes of Norway and Sweden and the Nordic leagues, how competitive it is, and obviously Fraser was talking about how Bodo Glimt have done so well in Europe. And
Do not get him started on Bodo Glimt. This is Fraser's favourite topic of conversation.
This is what we're leading into, mate. It's gonna happen at some point. Let's just do it.
I love Bodo Glimt.
I think you want to have a competitive league, yes. Whether that is at the risk of obviously losing out on so much money in your place in Europe. I don't know. As an average viewer of Scottish football, do you think most people just want to see a more competitive league? Yes, I think they do. And whether that's at the sacrifice of European football, I think for a lot of people, maybe so be it. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's been good. What benefit have we seen from the coefficient being great? We've seen Aberdeen, Hearts. Well, yeah, just Aberdeen and Hearts getting Conference League football because they've got there by default. Yeah. It's not really benefited the whole of Scottish football. So actually, whilst I'd like seeing Celtic and I like seeing Rangers doing well in the Champions League or Europa League, I would get more enjoyment, I think, out of Hearts or Falkirk or Hibs making the Conference League and having a stab there. So I think now like to see a more competitive league. It's incredibly exciting that we've got Hearts doing what they're doing. I would love to see Motherwell, Dundee United, Hibs, Ayr United, these kind of teams going and going and competing with Celtic and Rangers at the top end of the Premiership. So I think a little bit of short-term pain for hopefully long-term gain. I'll go to Bodo Glimt just for a minute. The size of that club, if you think of the fan base that they've got, where they are in the world, they shouldn't be attracting players. Yeah. They're in the bloody Arctic Circle. How are they attracting? Ross County struggle to attract players because it's in Dingwall and they're in the bloody Arctic Circle and they're signing players and playing gorgeous football. It just shows you, I think, when it's more spread out, teams like Bodo Glimt, let's say that's like a Motherwell in Scotland, can flourish and they're doing what they're doing in the Champions League. I think, it would be certainly an interesting proposition.
Yeah, and certainly the European money that's gone into Aberdeen and Hearts when they've had group stage football hasn't really helped out because they've both had absolutely turgid seasons when that happened, and it didn't seem to actually kick them on as much as you might have hoped. A more competitive league will push everyone else on to get better, and hopefully as a collective can keep pushing and grow in the right direction.
Sorry to butt in. Maybe on that point though, it might not have that financial sort of injection that they've received maybe didn't impact them instantly, but I guess you're looking at Hearts now and they've got a bit of money to spend. Aberdeen have got a little bit of money to spend as well, so maybe now it's starting to, and that's what's actually leading to a more competitive league. Who knows? But
I'll wait and see.
I think how, obviously, if you look at USG in Belgium, of course, owned by Tony Bloom, just quickly, like how quick it happened for them once they got that injection, and they're now playing Champions League football. I mean, I don't see why Hearts can't go and do that as well. And how quickly it happens for them, I'm not too sure. But the model's there, and it's been done before, and I wouldn't be completely surprised. So a lot of technical noises going on in the background. Machinery.
Hearts Champions League next couple of years. That's what Matthew's saying. If we read
so that's a subtle hot take.
Right, we've got 2 more takes left to come. Our second last one, our penultimate one, comes from Jack Brown, who has said Motherwell manager Jens Askew gets far, in capital letters, gets far too much hype for limited results he gets. I personally think they would be playing better if women were still in charge. This is a hot take.
That's probably the hottest take so far, potentially.
Yeah.
It's also the worst take.
It's a bad take as well. It's hot for a reason, Jack Brown.
Sorry, Jack. Are you a Hamilton fan? Is that the...
Maybe.
I think it has to be, surely.
I can see the point of they've not quite had the best results. The League Cup semi-final was a big disappointment. Performance wasn't great in that game. However, in the bigger picture, I think he's doing a fantastic job with limited resources, let alone limited results, given the style of football he's tried to implement.
Yeah, I think it's really refreshing. It's like Falkirk. They're playing football an exciting way. They've got young players. Scoring goals are okay. Maybe 1 or 2 too many draws. But they've started, if we take away the League Cup semi-final, they've started to convert them into wins of late. I think they'll be fine. They're kind of electric going forward. Play lovely football. The fans are on board. It's like, for Motherwell fans, it's something that they're maybe not used to. A team playing the way that they're playing now. I think, I know Scottish football in particular is such a results-focused league, but come on, like, Motherwell are flying.
I think I heard a Motherwell fan at the start of the season. I think they drew the first 3 games of the season, and Kilmarnock had drawn their first 3 games of the season. A Motherwell fan went on BBC and said, you know what, I've had a lot more fun watching my 3 draws than Killie fans probably had under Stuart Kettlewell. So even if they aren't winning every game, Motherwell fans will be loving watching their team play at the minute, and that's so important. So, and
it's a project as well, I guess. Like, I assume it's a project, and Jens Bertalascu's been told, like, look, I don't know how long his contract is. Let's say it's 3 years. If it's 3 years, he's about a tenth of the way into that right now, and they're playing the football that the way they are at the moment. So, just think what they'll be like come the end of this season, going into next season when he has more time to buy the players that he needs to fit his system. I think, I
think having seen Elijah Just at playing at Tynecastle is a really exciting player. They've got a real player on their hands there. But what do you think Motherwell actually need to add, Fraser?
Harry Kane up front. Grant Hanley at the back. No, not much, to be honest. I think they maybe just need to add a bit of experience.
Because I think one of the criticisms from maybe their fans is like, well, they've sold Lennon Miller in the summer, but where's the money? Where's it being used? And if they were to strengthen, you would think obviously it would be in the striker position.
I think there's a degree of you do need to be balanced. Playing great football with sometimes been a little bit streetwise. I think that's what the best managers in the world do.
For a longer term project as well, I think that's probably a good way to go about it.
I think you'd even seen, it's a terrible comparison, Pep Guardiola's Man City teams, made a lot of mistakes first year or two. And it's being streetwise and being smart at the right times. You see that semi-final against St Mirren looked a little bit naive, I think it's fair to say, but they're not far off and they're doing the right things and they're going in the right direction. Sometimes you do need to sometimes put it into Rosette, I think it's fair to say.
So worth the hype.
Worth all the hype for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, next up from Callum Blythe, we've got Edinburgh City will not finish bottom of League 2.
That's a hot take as well, I think.
I feel the general consensus is people do believe in Edinburgh City, but a 15-point deduction was a lot to overcome.
15-point deduction, 9 points behind still. They've not absolutely reeled the other teams in. They're losing at home to Stranraer and Elgin City. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll come 9th or above, but it's not as overly convincing. A lot of people maybe thought at the start of the season they could win, like, you know, take away the 15-point deduction, they'd win the league, and potentially, but yeah, the last few matches not wholly convincing. So I don't know where I stand on that one.
I think it's the correct take for me. They've done really well to wipe out that 15-point deduction already. They're on 3 points. They'd be sitting in the playoffs if it wasn't for that 15-point deduction. They do have the 15-point deduction. You do have to say that. A couple sticky results recently shows it's not going to be that easy, but Michael McIndoe's got them playing fantastic football, and I think all the players in that squad really believe they're not going to get relegated. I don't think it's even a question to them. There's no real team in League 2 that looks like they're going to get cut adrift from the pack. It's going to be a tight division, but I do fancy Edinburgh City to at least be in that pack, and I think they'll stay up.
I think you just want them to overcome it, to be honest. Like, just even as a neutral, like, absolutely no affiliation with them, and just like, like you say, Callum, there is that sense of belief, and you see all the clips that obviously Aaron's posted on social media for them as well. There is that sense of a real tight knit kind of fan base they've got there, and I think they can. I think they can do it. I think they can survive.
100%. Right. I did say that was the last one. We have one bonus one to come, okay? So
Nice.
We do have our Hearts fan in the studio today. From you and Eddie. Aberdeen are easily the third biggest team in Scotland. In fact, I don't think it's even up for debate. You also mentioned Grant Hanley isn't as near as big a bomb scare as everyone claims he is. We're ignoring that bit.
I should have gone for that one instead. Let's go for Grant.
We're going for Aberdeen are easily the third biggest team in Scotland. Thoughts?
Yeah, I wouldn't say easily. I think that's...
But they are.
Yeah, but they are, as a separate point. No, I think if you're looking at historically, I mean, you can't deny the trophy cabinet that Aberdeen have got. You'd be absolutely mental to just deny that, and the titles that they've won, of course, European glory as well, and days under Sir Alex, etc. But if you're looking into the future and the present and the last few years and all the rest of it, obviously it was massive getting beat off Aberdeen last season. I think that was a huge disappointment under Critchley. Obviously going down to the 9 men was pretty catastrophic when you look at that. But I just think with Hearts now, you know, I would put Tynecastle over Pittodrie, for example. I'd probably put the fan base and the passion of the fans, especially this season. Although, having said that, Shankland and a few of the other players have said that I think Tynecastle can be even a bit more toxic, and especially in the bigger games, or any game for that matter. But I do think the fan base is there, and I think just the sheer potential the Hearts have got going forward is massive. So, yeah, I would definitely say it's very close. I don't think it's easily at all.
Can I just jump in there? Sorry, you said recent success. Yeah. So you're talking about Aberdeen's Scottish Cup win last season, yeah? Mm-hmm.
That's what yeah, like I'm not going to deny the fact that I haven't won anything since 2012. So,
and I think it is difficult. We've not even mentioned Hibs. We've not mentioned Dundee United played semi-final of the European Cup not so long ago. Hibs have been to the semi-final of a European Cup.
What, in the
Dundee
50s
have.
Yeah.
60s, doesn't matter. Celtic won European Cup in the 60s and they still talk about it. So Aberdeen have never been relegated. Hearts have been relegated quite a few times.
They'll always come back. Always come back. Mate.
So I think Aberdeen are the third biggest club. They've got a European trophy. It's hard to...
Hearts always come back, like a team full of John Cena's, eh? But in all fairness, Hearts, I think they've got the fan base, they've got the derbies, they've got the big games. I think that does count for something, but you guys do say Aberdeen's trophy cabinet does speak for itself as well. All the history.
You'd be crazy not to go for that.
Yeah.
But that's all our hot takes then. Right, boys, we have one more challenge to finish this thing up then, okay? I've gone away, I've done some research. Are you guys ready to be put to the challenge? You're working as a team?
As a team.
Yeah, together. Let's go.
Oh, no.
Connection.
Get
that out of there. Get that
Start to the teamwork there, the worst handshake I've ever seen. Right, guys, I don't want you guys to just chuck the guesses out there. We do that a lot for this because there's only 4 for this one. So I want the guesses to be careful. You can talk about it if you want. Think about it, go through the teams before you jump in with your guesses, okay? Yeah. Right, in the SPFL, there are 4 clubs that have got a bird in their badge. Can you name all of them?
Okay.
That's where you guys talk.
Yeah, that's...
Confer.
Okay, right. In the Premiership, is there I can't think of one in the Premiership.
There's one come to my head.
Okay.
Inverness.
Yeah.
At the top of the wee thing.
Okay.
That's got to be a
Top of the
bird.
badge. Okay, that's one.
Will we go Inverness Cali?
Mm-hmm.
Inverness Caledonian Thistle.
Inverness Caledonian Thistle, correct. They
Let's
have a
go.
golden eagle at the top of their badge.
Golden
That represents the history of the region.
Let's think. There's
The
got.
proud history.
That's on the wheels. Yeah, fair enough.
There you go.
Okay. Championship.
Good work, guys.
This is tricky.
It's tricky.
Birds. So there's only 4.
4 birds on SPFL badges.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what are like messy badges
Yeah.
that have loads going on. There's all the ones. So I'm not saying any. We can rule out.
See, I'm thinking of like ones that like Elgin. What's the one that has the elephant?
That's Dumbarton.
That's Dumbarton.
Dumbarton, sorry.
Elgin's
But
not.
there's not a bird flying about at the top of that badge anywhere.
Elgin's not a terrible shout at all. I'm trying to think if Stranraer does because they've got the ship.
Yeah.
Are there like little seagulls flying above it?
Bird there.
Oh, I should know that.
Um.
Right, let's name some more.
Okay.
St Johnston's got the lambs, but they don't have bird.
Yep.
Partick Thistle's not.
Just that's not.
Dunfermline's a spooky house.
Wraith doesn't obviously
Spooky
have it.
Rovers doesn't.
Hamilton
Ayr
doesn't have it. That's just
Arbroath doesn't.
Airdrieonians
Nah.
doesn't have a bird.
Queen's Park?
Has that got a wee
I don't think so. I think that's.
kind of bullfinch in there? Maybe?
Peterhead. That
Okay,
has a
right.
that has a seagull
Yeah,
or something.
Definitely Peterhead.
Peterhead.
Has to be.
Peterhead doesn't. It's got a fish on it.
Oh no! I could
Full
see.
guess.
I could see it in my head.
It's got a football and a
Okay,
fish, I think.
Okay.
How many lives have we got?
Was that the Stranraer badge?
So we've
No,
lost
that's
one
Peterhead
live
badge.
there.
You've lost a life. Not that you have a set amount of lives.
Oh, I thought we did. Okay, that would have.
I mean, you can do, but
No, don't make it worse. for us.
You've mentioned some.
Okay.
You've
Well,
spoken.
Well, that's worrying.
20.
We've ruled them all.
We've said every team in the SPFL.
We've ruled them out
It
themselves.
must be Elgin then, or Queen's Park.
Yeah, Peterhead's it's a fish in a football.
I don't think Queen's Park has one.
I think Elgin's.
I think Elgin's more likely to have one.
Elgin has these sort of angels on it. So they've
Oh,
got wings.
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's maybe what I'm thinking of. Just the wing part.
the wing part. Yeah.
What have we spoke about? Maybe Dumbarton. Maybe there's a bird with the elephant.
When he goes to go back to the Scottish Championship,
Okay,
it's going to be a hint. They're not even in the
No,
Championship
no,
these days.
Sorry. This is what this game does to me.
You have picked out the detail one of the badges, but not thought about all the details of one of the badges.
Dunfermline.
I'm not saying which one, but
There's some bats. Does a
surely not
muscly
Wraith.
cartoon bee count as a
Surely
bird?
not Wraith Rovers. If it is, I'll be
A wasp.
I'll be
sorry.
mad if it's Wraith Rovers somehow.
no, I'll
Nah, it's not Wraith
no.
Rovers.
I
I can't remember. They've got a wee line or something.
Dunfermline, could that have a bird where it's like the wee houses?
So I'm thinking it's Queen's Park, Dunfermline, maybe even Arbroath.
What's the Arbroath one again?
It's like
What
a,
they got?
a gate or
Yeah.
something with an A and an R and some heraldry or whatever you call it.
Any other?
Let's go. We've
Okay.
we've danced around
we
Queen's
need to,
Park.
We need to go Queen's Park.
Queen's Park.
No.
What was the other
Sorry,
one
guys.
we were dancing? Dunfermline.
I think Dunfermline had it.
Dunfermline.
No.
Wow.
How have we mentioned one?
It's so difficult.
You've actually mentioned two, and sort of just glossed past.
Stranraer.
No.
This is rigged.
This is right.
I didn't design the badges, guys. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know why Inverness was so obvious and every other one is wrong.
Stranraer's got a boat on it. You spoke about one and some of the details of the badge, but not the details that were important.
Okay.
St Johnston.
Yes.
Is there a bird on the St Johnston badge?
St Johnson has a double-headed eagle, either side of the Lamb of God.
Okay.
So the St Johnson badge is actually the perfect coat of arms, all right, which has the Lamb of God on it, which is representative of St John the Baptist, who St Johnson are named after.
I actually did go down a rabbit hole recently because I was like, why is it called St Johnston?
What?
Forgotten that detail.
I don't know what hole Callum's gone down, but it's very interesting.
Yep. You've got one more championship club.
One more champion. I've ran out of championship clubs.
Name them all.
Morton? Could it be Morton? Try to think what Morton's.
Morton's like, well, it is if you're thinking geographically, it's like
That's
right.
it.
It's like, do you know what I mean? It's right. It's a very cold stadium, and it's you're right there at the bloody.
It's got to be. So we've got Queen's Park, Airdrie. He said we'd mentioned.
Yeah,
Could be Airdrie actually, because they've updated their badge. It's gone back to the olden days.
I think it's Airdrieonians.
It is Airdrie.
Oh, good shout.
Let's go.
Airdrie has a cockerel at the top of their badge.
Oh, brilliant. Can we see a picture of it?
The Airdrie, it's actually the Airdrie coat of arms as well.
When did that get updated?
2015, 16, I think. So the cockerel was on top of the original badge as well. The Airdrie coat of arms actually says vigilantibus on it, which is the Latin term to be vigilant.
There you go.
So
Perfect. To be vigilant, eh?
to be vigilant, yeah, vigilantibus. So remember that one.
We've not been very vigilant in this so far.
Coat of arms, yeah. A lot of SPFL badges, I didn't realise, were designed on the coat of arms of their towns, which I found out researching this. So
I'll take one. I'll take one.
You've got one more to get.
Okay.
Which league, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
will give you it's a League 2 team.
It's not Spartans.
Not
East
East
the
Kilbride.
most obvious of them
East
all.
Kilbride.
The oyster catcher.
So yeah, East Kilbride has the oyster catcher, which is the East Kilbride coat of arms as well, which is actually honoured to St Bride, one of the Irish patron saints, who the name of East Kilbride comes from.
Thank you, Mick Kennedy.
So yeah, St Bride of
There you go.
East Kilbride, and oyster catchers were seen as sacred to St Bride.
How long did it take you for all this research?
I was actually
30 seconds.
I was actually in the pub.
Yeah.
I was just
All
on
those
my
best
phone.
works in the pub.
Best work comes in the pub. So yeah, 4 SPFL badges with birds on them.
Really, yep, I enjoyed that one.
We made it in the end.
That was tough.
I should have asked you guys to name all the ones with boats in it, which could be an upcoming challenge because you just kind of started naming all the ones with boats.
How many had boats?
I think 4, but I'm gonna research that maybe for a future challenge.
Stranraer and Morton. Is it a boat?
Morton, yeah.
Morton's got one.
Morton, yeah.
Cool.
So good work, guys. Good challenge, and I think that wraps up extra time here at Joga Bonito.
It does,
So
yeah.
Matthew, your first appearance on Joga Bonito. Thank you very much for coming on. Hope we get to see you again in the future at some point.
Yeah, listen, guys, thanks so much for having me on. Really enjoyed it. Had a good laugh, and yeah, hopefully be back on soon.
Well, we can't always guarantee a good laugh, but
Yeah.
we do our best, don't we?
We do.
The odd occasion, so once a month,
A wee giggle.
we giggle, yeah.
We hope we made someone giggle.
Someone, yeah. That man was Matthew.
Well,
who
yeah.
giggled. Yeah,
It's true,
100%.
it's true.
Good job, guys. Scotland game, Saturday. Early score predictions, head of Greece.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Scotland.
Thank goodness.
One each.
Okay, for a nice 0-0. A 0-0 win.
A nice 0-0.
Yeah. I'd love a 0-0.
At this point, so would I.
Snap your hands
actually.
off of that.
I would never love a 0-0, but yeah.
I think
Take it.
they'll edge it somehow. It's not gonna be pretty, but I think they'll do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely buzzing.
Maybe
for that.
that's when Scotland are at their most pretty. Maybe when, recently we've been optimistic, thinking Scotland's amazing, and that's when we turn turgid again. Whereas, back in the day when we expected Scotland to be bad, and then they started beating Spain and all that. This is we're going to turn the corner again.
Let's
We'll
hope
beat
so.
Greece 3-0 away from home.
Positive.
Yeah.
Positivity with a Scotland fan.
We'll be back for some
All
more.
of it.
Back for some more Scotland reaction. So make sure you stay subscribed for that. Fraser, you know what to tell the people. 5 stars on Spotify, YouTube,
Yeah, subscribe, like,
All that.
share.
all that nonsense.
What other?
Comment
Yeah.
if you really want. Comment your hot takes as well, and
yeah.
comment how hot Matthew is.
No comment.
Hot or not?
Matthew's girlfriend's watching.
I was gonna say she'll
Hot
be
indeed.
straight in the comments. Spamming in the comments.
So hot.
So hot. And great opinions on all things Scottish football.
All correct.
I really agree with his choice to put Stuart Armstrong above Billy Gilmore. That Callum should shut up. If you want to comment that, go for it. So, yeah, been a pleasure, guys. Thank you for your
you.
time once again.
No, it's been a real pleasure. And yeah, shout out to Joe Brew, of course. We've never given him a shout out this week, but we should. We've sort of got in the way of some important meetings.
If you ever get off the train at Mulgai train station, turn right, look no further.
This is the
Certainly
place.
works for me.
Yeah, where we sell beer from Main's Brewing in Glasgow. Yeah.
Main's Brewing.
So yeah, thank you very much to Joe Brew. Thank you very much to Callum.
As always.
Wonderful host as always. Matthew, wonderful
boys.
journalist as always.
Yeah, check him out.
Brilliant.
100%. And Fraser, final words?
Joga Bonito is finito.